Wow, we are back with some Let's Play content with commentary, going back to kind of the old school side of things with one game that I've been playing a lot of recently, which is World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore. Put a few clips there on the channel, and yeah, it definitely kind of shows a little bit of the spirit of the game. But I love the chance to kind of talk through it and share my thoughts on the whole process. So that's what I'm going to be doing here today. So we're going to be leveling up a Shaman fresh, level 1 off the bat, but we're going to be pacing it a little bit differently than just an average exploration playthrough. See, my friends and I are challenging each other to a dueling tournament, a duel to the death called Mak'gora, and we're going to be doing that this weekend. We have set some ground rules for this. We don't want to put our level 60s on the line or whatever character level we have available. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be leveling up new characters up to 3 hours of playtime. Whatever professions levels, whatever you can get in that time span is yours to use in the duel tournament. Outside of that, yeah, you're out of luck. So the other rule is that it's solo self-found. So we can't trade, we can't mail, we can't auction things. I can't group up with other people, that kind of stuff. So we'll keep those rules in mind, but it should be fun to try to see how far we can really get things going, what level we can get to. So add-on-wise, pretty light, no like reset XP or anything like that. We are going to be having stuff like Leotrix, which will automatically vendor some gray items for us. Questy will automatically turn in quests and complete them and accept them. But other than that, it's for the most part going to be pretty vanilla experience. But yeah, I want to go as fast as I can, and we're gonna start right now. So I have looked up a guide, just watched like 30 minutes on YouTube trying to see how to do Mulgore the best as a shaman, and we're gonna get off to the races with this right off the bat with a attempt to kill something nearby. If we can get a little bit of copper, that'll set us well on our way to getting our level 2 spell, which is it's actually available at level 1, I think, for all classes. It's going to be a Rockbiter weapon, which is a huge damage increase. So we're going to go ahead and bring this guy down, get some eggshells. I'll go ahead and kill one more guy just to make sure we have a good amount of copper to work with. It's a level 1 guy, so it should be quick and easy kill, and that will get us, yeah, some inventory. So that's going to be enough for us right now. We can even put on this cloak here. Go over to the baker or general goods vendor and sell off some stuff, and that'll give us enough to get our first spell, Rockbiter weapon. So we've got that, and we have to grab our last quest. I don't want that Mark of the Wild, but yeah, we're going to be doing that. Talking to this guy and heading over to the east. So already not the best sign that there's other players around. Not that I hate playing with other people, but if they're like clearing out the mobs, then that's less stuff for us to take down. So we'll have to keep that in mind. We'll try to search for some areas where the path is clear. But on a Friday night, what can you really expect? Just gonna do the best with what we have. So we go in here, Rockbiter weapon, already doing a lot of damage. We'll level up our mace skill throughout the process too. Go back and loot when we need to, and just keep things moving. Always be killing is the rule that we really got to set here. We really want to be sure to constantly be using our swing timer, constantly be hitting things, moving, and towards our objectives, and getting that sweet, sweet experience, in this case with a quest in mind. So we're making our way to the well, but we're going to keep on hitting in the process. And just avoid getting dazed. If they hit you from behind, you get dazed, so you got to avoid that. But here we can do like a little double pull because we're not worried about the defensive side, and we can just hit these guys while we run down. Nice. So just keep on hitting these as we make our way to our objective, and hopefully kill most of them off. Hit this one so he doesn't leash, and we do get dazed. It's a little weird there on the positioning sometimes, but we're constantly moving. We're constantly doing what we need to do. So we'll loot this. Finish this off, grab one more guy, a level 1, which is fine for now, but later we'll avoid these because we'll be too high of level for them, their experience to really matter for us. They also slow down when they're wounded, so we have to kind of stay close to them. But that's a quest done. That's a jug of water. And we're already feeling pretty good. So go ahead and pull this guy as soon as I can, but just one lightning bolt will do because we have a lot of ground to cover. So Give him a couple hits. What we're going to be doing is vendoring some more stuff to get another upgrade. Our weapon will be upgraded to something that hits a little bit harder here. So I'm going to need about one silver for that. Technically, probably could have gotten that guy, but that's not a big deal. And we're just going to keep jumping through here. Just keep hitting, just keep running. We keep on moving towards where we want to be. So, Shaman is supposed to be one of the faster early levels. At level 1 through 10, I think was, at least when Classic first came out a few years back, I heard was like one of the fastest, if not the fastest class to like speedrun the low levels. And I thought, a lot of my friends play Alliance, they haven't seen a lot of the Shaman action, and a Paladin won the last dueling tournament. I figured we could show them a bit of the power of the Horde, so to speak. So, we're here.
Greetings.
Turning in
Goodbye.
our quests, and we're probably not going to need to worry about that one just yet, but we are going to need to vendor some stuff, so.
Well met.
That will not give us as much as we are looking for here, unfortunately. We could vendor a few more items, but I think it's just we need to get the reward from these quests here. So we'll get this reward in to both the quests, and I hope a humble task will get us something that we can sell, because we need a little bit more silver. There we go, just the 40 copper will do it. Now we can pop over here and get ourselves a new item at the weaponsmith. So we get our short staff. We can get the rock biter on that, and as we head to the south, we can also sell off our last item. Feeling pretty good so far. Level and experience looking not too shabby at all. So you can see on the top left, we'll have timers, and the top center, we'll have like how close you are to leveling based on quests you haven't turned in yet. It's gonna be great. It's just some good info. Staff is level 1, so it's not going to be doing crazy damage off the bat, but it'll do enough for us for sure. Especially to these low guys. Don't want to waste too much time killing. I think I can get in the habit of probably just like running, aggroing things, pulling things, and killing things when it's not really that advantageous for me. So I have to keep that in mind. That we really want to be killing level 2s or above, and only when it's like en route. If we're just fighting every level 1 on the planet, it's not going to get us too far, so. Oh, next quest, we're going to be getting some pelts from the cougars. Not a like 100% drop rate, but pretty high. Shouldn't be too bad at all. Make sure we don't leash this guy. You have to hit them every like 10 seconds or so just to make sure of it. And of course we have to loot them for the quest. But not too bad. We're gradually making our way back where we want to be. I think we could be moving a little bit faster here, but... we got some competition for some mobs here. We'll have to keep that in mind, but it just means we need to clear maybe 1 or 2 more before we get to the next step, which is fine. End of the day, this is not going to be a world record pace for any kind of speed run. I'll promise you that. What we're going to be doing is just trying to go a little bit faster than our buddies so that when we get to the tournament, we maybe have like 1 or 2 levels on them, and yeah, can just stay competitive. So we'll also take a little bit of time to do a little bit of early profession work. Not much, but some. And then, of course, yeah, try to get some good key quest turn-ins. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to go for the fire totem. The quest line does give a decent amount of experience, but it's also a huge amount of runtime. So we'll have to keep that in mind. We'll kind of evaluate it once we get close to level 10. Now the NPC just gave me Mark of the Wild, so I'm not going to click that off. If it was like a class buff that was external, then I would say like we've outlawed world buffs and some basic stuff like that. But this one's from an NPC, so it's fine. And you get a few of them like that. I think you get like a fortitude kind of thing as well in one of the quests, which is always cool. So yeah, we're going to be trying to get some lion pelts. I probably have to work my way a little bit further south. Normally I'd want to be making my way back to town by now and just pulling a few things along the way, but you can't promise yourself every spawn. So we'll just get ahead of this other guy and be well on our way to our next objective. Yeah, that's worth it. Love Mulgore at nighttime. It's very like beautiful sky, but a box, and just a really good design in general. It's very a fluid zone in terms of like the pacing and everything. Really like it. That's a critical strike. Very nice. He just evaporates. We're gonna have to still kill a couple more though in order to get our quest completed. So really would love to be heading north. We are not there yet. But we are going to be coming home with a level 4, which is great because that will set us up for our Earth Shock, which means we won't have to stand around a lightning bolt anymore. So a bit of a gamble if this doesn't pan out. If these two don't drop my item, then I'm going to be a little sad because I'm going to have to go find some more cougars to mess with. So I guess we'll learn off the bat if we're dealing with that right here. 9 out of 10. The dream RNG right here. We need it. We didn't get it. Come on now. All right, we're good. Yeah, so I could have dragged this one to town a bit more, but I was worried that I'd have to then, if it didn't drop, I'd have to backtrack towards some other lines and stuff. So we're here, we're doing it. And overall, we're pretty happy with that. I mean, we've been playing for 10 minutes. We're about to hit level 4. That's not bad at all. The goal is to hit level 10 within an hour and a half. I think world record pace is like an hour and 5, hour and 10 minutes. Hour and a half I think is pretty reasonable. I should always be killing. I should be hitting these level 2s in particular, but only if they're fast enough to keep up with me, so. He's going to run slower because he's low health, and we'll loot him up. So full inventory. We can probably equip some of this stuff and take it with us. Oh, we can always vendor it later if we need to, but really could use a bag this run. That would be awesome, but if we don't get it, that's okay too.
Well met.
Not the end of the world, so.
Be careful.
Peace, friend.
All right, so now we're getting some battle board quests, including the one that we got from the south. We're going to be having a few quests that tell us we need to go to the east. And do we have the copper for this? No, we don't. We need silver. So we vendor this.
Greetings.
A few seconds lost isn't the end of the world. And we're actually doing pretty good on money in general. We got 80 extra copper to work with as we work our way towards our next goal, which is going to be 5 silver staff. Shamans can use staff by default, and yeah, it's a pretty big upgrade in terms of damage output. Not as much as you'd expect because of the rock biter weapon, but still important to kind of continue to keep your damage competitive. Just looking for level 2s. These are all level 1s, which is fine. And we're heading to the east. So we don't have to stop to loot these at every turn. We're still getting good good progress in terms of inventory and everything as we move along. So I probably should have installed an add-on for 5-second rule. It shows you when your mana regen is going to tick, and specifically when you're in the 5-second rule. So you're going to see mana regen tick here, and then I want to cast a spell right after that, so that I get the kind of the maximum regen, the most downtime between my casts. Because if you spent mana in the last 5 seconds, you're not getting mana back. But if you haven't, then your spirit, even in combat, will kick in. So we're going through here. We're doing pretty good, I'd say. Happy with the timing so far. But now it gets a bit more interesting. We haven't really had to worry about defense until now. Now we kind of it starts to be a factor because we are up against level 4s, level 5s. It's going to be more relevant for me to like make sure I save mana for healing and so on. Didn't really mention, but this is a Defias Pillager realm, so it is a hardcore, and that means if you die, you delete your character. You're done. There's no coming back. It's not you lose your inventory. It's not you lose a level or two. No, it's you're back to square one. And solo self-found means any progress you made, you don't get to keep. So, yeah, that's basically where we're at, and we'll just have to kind of live with that as we continue our path forward. I guess there's a lot of good targets here for me to stay on top of. These guys are a little faster, so we can kind of strafe a bit further away from them. Gonna have to remember to refresh my rock biter. I'm sure I'm gonna let that fall off a few times this run, but hopefully not that many. All right, we're getting a good pace now. There are some boars on the inside. We don't really want to rely on that, but we do have that option if we need to work with them instead. After the mana regen tick, we begin the shocking again. And that'll put us 4 kills away from our objective. We want to pull maybe one more into the cave with us. That sounds like a good plan. As long as we didn't pull 2, we're doing pretty good here now. So we're going to go ahead and grab one more spell we haven't been using yet and haven't really needed to, but just in case we want to, we have War Stomp available. Great for healing yourself real quick. Speaking of. I tend to get a little lost in here, so I'm going to have to kind of make sure I'm playing it smart, playing it smooth. I'm going to go straight through and then probably to the right after that. Got to kill at least 12 of these guys, probably a few more after that. Well, there's 3. That's probably too many for my character at this stage, even with the extra juice from Rockbiter. Inventory's full. Did I not vendor enough? I guess not. So we can juice up a bit while we figure that out, but yeah, we don't really care about a lot of this stuff, and we can just toss it. We don't need most of this. Mana's full, might as well cast. Use that mana while we got it, right? Bad drop rate on the belts. Luckily, these guys are all clumped up together, and we're going to be able to kill off a number of them regardless. Keep this inventory open. We're going to pick up 2 quest items here as well. Generally going to avoid the boars because we only need to kill 2 more of them. Nice critical strike there. So we're going to be making our way towards the cave after we've cleared out this hut, and hopefully that will cover most of the stuff we need. the level 5 can see us here. It's a little close for comfort, but we make it through. And then we get to go over here. Kill this guy off real quick. And then probably body pull this guy. One shaman in here. I think these pull separately. We'll have to find out soon enough. We're full mana at least, so we can put a couple lightning bolts out. It's pretty efficient damage, but Earth Shock, now we get to see, is also an interrupt effect. It's also a kick, so it's really nice because it gives the option of interrupting a spell cast that's in progress, which is great for any kind of like healing spell especially, but any kind of incoming damage against its target. So we're worried about this fella here. I guess we need to kill 2 of them now either way, so we'll do that. And we need to get the one more of these salves off, or salve off of these guys. What is that? Gloves. We don't need gloves. We need one more boar, it looks like. So the boar that we were dodging before, we actually end up needing, which is fine. We'll work around it. And if that's a time loss, it's a very minor one. Level 5. Good experience. Takes some time to kill, but they'll keep up with me at the very least, which is cool. Cool. We get the drop, and we're all set. We can just go finish this off. Oh, we need one more inventory spot for the map. So we'll go ahead and knock out some gloves we can't use. There's a boar spawn if we needed it, but we are all set. Now we just gotta double pull these guys and we're all clear. Alright, after this we're going to be using our Hearthstone to get out of here. As he drops an item we don't want. There we go, we get it, and we move on. So, yeah, no bags, unfortunately, from any of these guys, but we'll just work with the inventory we have and keep managing it. Get some respawns as we get out of there. So that's pretty good. And now we can grab this map thing.
I've been expecting you.
Not a big glove upgrade, so we're just gonna get the item we can vendor easiest.
You wish to speak?
And there you go. Now, we don't really have anything new to
I have
obtain.
Just been for you.
Maybe a little bit of that, but not a big deal. Honestly, if I'm not drinking, I don't think there's any reason to stop. So we'll avoid that. But
Greetings. Be careful.
couple quests turn in. There is our new weapon upgrade. We're going to equip that. And then we can just vendor these 2 guys. All 3 of these things, honestly. As we make our way to the east.
We shall meet.
Moving right along. Turning quest to Ding. So we just have to turn the quest to the Earth Elemental, and then we will be at the next level. So, new staff, but we're not going to be using it for all that long because we're going to make our way over to Bloodhoof and we'll be able to buy a new one there, hopefully, depending on where we're at in terms of currency. But we're looking pretty good right now. Just, there's a few drops that we can see on the path over. That will be pretty nice to get. That will give us an extra silver or so. So technically speaking, in the cave that we just hearthed from, we could have done what's called a logout skip, hopping on a little rock there and logging out, and it would teleport us back here because it doesn't know where to put us exactly. And then we could have used our hearth for either earlier or later on. But this is like a casual for fun challenge, so I don't really feel like doing some crazy weird logout skip is going to be super in tune with the vibes of what we're trying to accomplish. We're just having fun. Do I want to try hard? Sure, but it feels like breaking the boundaries of the game goes a little bit further than that, you know. To each their own. And we're gonna ding here, which is great. We're gonna use our earth thing and get to see this guy. And then hopefully hit a pig on our way out. Great. So now we're gonna get our earth totem, or I'm gonna get our first totem as a shaman. Totems can be really good or really bad, depending on how you use them. They're absolute blessings and curses in a lot of ways. So the one that we're gonna get is stone skin totem. It reduces the damage you take by 4 per hit. So what that means is that if a mob is hitting from like 5 or 6, which a lot of these mobs early on are, they're going to be basically doing like 1 damage. Which is next to nothing. Obviously, that's how numbers work. But what you get out of that is basically this idea that, okay, these are gray already. That's crazy. Yeah, there's not even a point of hitting these level 1s. You might as well just move right past them. But yeah, the point I was making is that if you want to be efficient about it, it's a 2-minute long duration. So you can drop it down and you can try to get the most out of it by pulling multiple mobs into it. So you either fight 2 guys at a time, or you cast a spell on a guy that's away and bring him to the totem, whatever. The longer you stay in the totem's radius, the more value it's getting for 2 minutes. That 2 minutes is also a problem, because if you've left that area, but a patrol or a respawn happens to see it, they're going to be in combat with you, and that's not what we want, not by a long shot. So you have to watch out for that for sure. But it can be super helpful. And now we get this little buff. So it's an armor and stamina buff, and along with the Mark of the Wild, both from NPCs. And we're on our way out of here. So we are at level 6 at 23 minutes. Not too shabby at all. As we get closer to like level 10, that's where this run might go off the rails a bit, because I only watched the video guide up to level 10. But that means that we could just get to forge our own path a little bit. And you know, do things a little bit different and our way as well, in the sense that we are going to be doing some professions and stuff, which you normally wouldn't need to in like a speed run of levels alone. But we're not trying to just be big, we're trying to be powerful. We want to get some gear if we can, at least a good weapon. We want to try and get any kind of profession advantages, any upgrades that we can. Go ahead and check out that, see if there's anything worth looting. Probably just like a few copper, right? Not a big deal. But yeah, we out here. And we're going to head to Bloodhoof Village and start the next trek of our journey. So we did get a new ability here. We'll throw that on the bars here in a second. And that's going to allow us to tank. It does cost 30 mana, which is just a little bit more than a rank 1 heal. So if you imagine our rank 1 heal does about 40 healing, this blocks 4 damage, you're going to need at least 10 auto attacks incoming before it really makes sense. But you can cast it on the move, so similar to how Lightning Bolt is worse than Healing Wave in that sense, because there's a slight swing timer delay and you have to stand still. You get the instant cast benefit. So yeah, now we're in the mood for farming these guys a bit. We need to get at least one more silver in order to get the item that we want. So we're just going to come over here. You'll see these guys are doing now 2 damage to me, which is great. And we'll try to stay in range of that totem for a bit longer, but in the end we do need to make our way down to the next location. You'll notice this guy's trying to growl me, but he's not succeeding, and that's because he's a melee mob with a melee ranged ability. And that doesn't actually do that much for him if you just run out of range. There are plenty of mobs that are kind of classified as casters, and they'll have ranged attacks and ranged abilities, but there's plenty like the ghouls in Duskwood and stuff like that that will have melee range on their attacks, and so you can just run away from it, no problem at all. Stringy wolf meat would be great if we're going cooking, which we don't plan to, and so we are looking for just some drops we can vendor more than anything. Oh, he did get the growl on me, so that's -2 strength, -2 agility, but not the end of the world. Does mean he'll attack me a little bit more often, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Really need just any kind of graze. These guys usually drop graze that are, I think, like 40 copper or 50 copper, something like that. So if we can just get 1 or 2 of those, we'll be in business. But right now, take some hits. We're going to get lower than we'd normally like to be on hardcore, but without risk comes no reward. So we're just going to keep it moving. Whoa, that's a 37 copper. That helps. And there's a couple guys over there that we can fight too. So this is going to be turning out just fine. We're going to not shock as much just to get our mana regen up a little bit so that we can handle these guys in an encounter no problem. I didn't get to range that one, so it is going to reduce us a little bit. Less crit chance, less melee damage, but Rock Biter is going to carry us. It's fine. Increasing attack power by 49 and letting us pull what we need to. So doing some math here, we're going to get 67 from the 2 weapons alone. That means we're at over 70 copper. We just need a tiny bit more to push us over the edge for what we need. Hopefully we can find that here in these 2 mobs. Got the plane starters do run away, so we'll have to keep that in mind. The feather's only 5 copper. Come on, give me something good. Just 1 more. I don't know. Another rabbit's foot. That should put us close enough. I think we can at the very least vendor like the bread or something if we could get back to the innkeeper. So we're going to go with that and head on over. And hope for the best here. Might not be able to like buy the consumables like the milk or anything like that, but we'll be able to work with what we have and just be smart about our mana. Our weapon hand is empty. No rock biter for you. Okay, so we're going to talk to the weaponsmith here, see what we can sell. And hopefully that will give us what we need. Oh, the stringy wolf meat is worth quite a bit. We're going to be able to get that walking stick, no problem. So that's great. Now we can turn in some quests and go around. Got our new walking stick, 4.2 DPS, 8 to 13 damage. It's a nice slow weapon, but it'll give us what we need.
What brings you here?
So we're not going to get level 6 skills. I think it's only like a level 2 heal that we actually get out of it, so it's not that big of a deal. But once we get to level 8, that's a big jumping point because you get your most efficient spell damage-wise in Lightning Shield. Love that spell. Really good one.
Peace, friend.
We're just going to do a quick run around here. There is a Shaman trainer here. He does Healing Wave and Earthbind, and it's not that big a deal. We actually don't need either of those. Level 1 heal is going to be fine.
Hail, may the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Okay, I've got to remember to set our hearthstone here.
For something special.
Get some water. We'll set our hearth. We'll trick or treat for some potential Halloween value here. Just a wand, no big deal, and we'll get some apples for a food buff, which we can eat whenever we're low on health. All that combined together, maybe we can buy a water. No, we can't. It's like a silver and a quarter. That's a lot. So this is not going to help us at all. We can get rid of it. Apparently, we got to go talk to that guy. So I don't know if I missed him or if it's like a chain. Quest accepted, bright vision. So I guess I supposed to talk to the innkeeper before I make the lap there. But we want to make sure we get that taken care of, whatever it may be. I think it's just going to be the Ambercorns thing, but yeah, it definitely is. We could have saved this for later, but whatever. Zarlman, 2 moons. He's got the deets. Let's go. Yeah, so we just have to pick up 2 pine cones, and then later we're going to get the wishing well stuff when we get the poison water quest completed. So see, there's a whole lot of objectives here on the map. It's sometimes kind of difficult to choose what to prioritize, but if we're smart, we can make a pretty good lap here, focusing first on these prairie wolves and on the tall striders, especially the tall striders, because I think they're less common. So we'll do that. We're going to get our new staff doing some good damage. Be pretty happy about that. These guys don't follow as much if you're not growled, which is a bit annoying. Swoops are definitely not irrelevant, though. If we have an opportunity to kind of hit one of them, I think I should take it, because they do drop some thing. That's not a quest chain, so it's not a super high priority, but it's still like something we want to get where we can. But mostly these paws, mostly the Plain Strider talons. Those are the main ones that we want to jump into first, because that's kind of our gatekeeper towards the next quest chain. Hearthstone is up in 47 minutes, so that's going to be when we try to return to Bloodhoof. We'll see how that works out for us. Well, we got the scale out of the way at the least, but it's going to fill up our inventory a decent bit, so we'll have to keep that in mind. I'll conserve mana a bit here since I don't have anything to drink. There's our guy. Okay, so we have a patrolling quest giver here, which we want to get in touch with. Nothing immediate, but we just don't want to have to go out of our way to find him later. And I think we do want to prioritize the cougars as well, because I've heard the RG can be pretty bad on the femur drop here. So we're going to start with this and pull his friend. He's doing 11 damage, so I guess we don't need to double pull. It has level 9 Plain Strider. Maybe we're out in the wrong part of town. So that's a clear indicator we need to go south of the road here. And I see some good targets over that way anyway, so let's do it. Got the femur, good drop. I watched somebody else try to do this, and they were unable to get the femur until like they killed maybe like 18 of these things. It's just how the game goes sometimes. Sometimes you get good drops, and sometimes you don't, and that can really change your pace. Or you just don't hit the thing. There's the RNG for you. Alright. This is a little sketch. A lot of enemies here. We don't want to be fighting too much other than the Plain Strider right now, so we're just going to kite him around and try not to aggro anything else. Alright, try to group your mana cast together, because that 5-second rule, like putting your cast more than 5 seconds apart, or less than 5 seconds apart, like staggering them out, I guess, is probably the best way to put it, will cost you a lot in the long run, because it's the mana you could have regenerated. If you cast a spell like every 4 seconds, then instead of clumping them together, then you end up wasting a lot of time where you could have been regenerating. So we're doing pretty good so far. We've got to make our way south to fight these gnolls here in a little bit. And we're going to just kite this guy, bring him with us for a bit. If he doesn't run away. Bam. Inventory is doing fine right now. Not that big a deal. But yeah, we need 3 more Prairie Paws, 1 more Talon. Not the order of things that I usually have to worry about, but here we are. Again, we'll probably conserve our shocking a little bit so we can heal when we need to, but right now they're doing 1 and 3 damage, so not that big a deal. And we can just kind of make our way southwest. No problems with Plain Striders at the very least, and the wolves seem pretty common. Like, I think we can just kind of find those wherever we need to. Really wish I had enough mana for the Stone Skin Totem. We're just going to run so that we can get the regen while we can. Don't need the cougars for anything anymore, so we can kind of leave those alone. So level 7 druid out this way. If he gives us Mark of the Wild, we'll click it off. Not a big deal. Having to like plan how we play around other players. That's a silver vendor. That's actually pretty nice right now. That'll allow me to get some new skills here at level 8. Tanners are the most plentiful ones, but we'll need a little bit of all of them to start things off here. And Skinner. Hopefully don't get some guy moonfire tagging everything that I try to hit. But it should all work out in the end, no big deal. Poachers are a bit higher level, so we'll have to keep an eye on them, but they have also range attacks, so you have to kind of dead zone them like you would a hunter, and that should, in theory, allow you to force them to melee where they do less damage. So. Great if we can manage that. And these guys can heal themselves, so you might need to burst them down a bit, but overall, I think we're doing pretty good. We level up. We're level 7. We're feeling pretty good once we get these quests in. Ooh, if I could get that treasure chest, that's a big deal for SSF. Normally, I look at treasure chests like, why would I even bother? But in this mode, I'm like, okay, well, that's actually the money right there. So Stoneskin Totem is not aggroing him right now, so I can go ahead and just go for this area here. And there sometimes is like a rare over here, but it looks like I've just aggroed these two, which I can handle 2 at once. I just have to wait for him to start casting and then interrupt his cast with that shock. 3 guys is a little bit much, so we're gonna have to kind of group them up here. Start with this guy since he's low, I think lower armor, but at the very least easier lower level. And then we'll probably heal ourselves a couple times, so we're gonna save our mana here. But all these guys are on our quest itinerary, so in the end, not bad to pull them, just have to be smart about how we fight them. Apparently that counts as a cast in terms of delaying my swing, but that's okay. Already getting some respawns right on my totem, which means I'm gonna have to fight them. Don't really have an alternative around it. The totem has enough health to survive 1 hit, but we are actually kind of in trouble if we aggro that 3rd guy, so we have to be very careful not to let that happen. Oh, this guy's just leashed onto me. I had nothing to do with these guys. But somehow they aggroed onto me, so we'll have to keep an eye out for them. So, not exactly the situation you want in a hardcore speedrun, but we'll be fine. So that's where blessing totems can be a blessing and a curse. They last for 2 minutes, and if anything just patrols on them, then, well, it's gonna kind of screw you over in terms of fighting something you didn't want to fight. So you have to keep an eye out for that. But okay, I have a full inventory, so we do need to watch this. I can get rid of a few things here. Earthroot is huge because that can be used for alchemy stuff, and everything else is kind of meh. So we'll take the Earthroot and we'll run. This guy's in combat with me, so even though I don't need that many of them anymore, we want to go ahead and pull them with us. I really want that guy, but he's leashing back, so we need Skinners and Tanners. And there is another group to the west, so I'll probably hit that up now and maybe even get another treasure chest. So we'll make our way that direction. Let's go ahead and put this on the bar. We don't want to use like any kind of potions or anything like that, but if we need to, we have the option to. Linen, probably just a vendor as well. And bandages are actually pretty important, so we'll keep the linen and we'll learn first aid. talk about professions here since I have a moment to breathe, which is we're going to be going and skinning just to get 4 light leather, and then we're going to be going into leatherworking to get 4 light armor kits. That'll help us a little bit. I hope he comes out just a little bit. Oh, that guy is a level 9. I'm not going anywhere near that guy. So, I didn't get the interrupt though. Maybe I'm going near that guy. Let's hope he doesn't pull from max rage. There we go. So, in order to get this treasure chest, I have to fight a level 9 who I know doesn't drop anything of value. He's just going to drop white items. I don't feel great about that, but I do like treasure chests. I mean, clearly 2 Earth Root was worth it. That's like an elixir or a mana potion or something. So I'm into that idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just recharge here. I'm going to get my food buff rolling with the Halloween apples. And then we're going to go ahead and just try to pull one at a time. And hope that... Oh, we got the guy. Let's do it. All right, watch respawns. We can handle this. We got some good damage here. He's got a net, so we have to be very careful. But so far, so good. That was not great, but it's fine. So I want to get a mana regen tick here before I heal myself. We're doing fine right now. So we'll do this. We should get mana regen tick and healthy, healthy boy. All right, so now we get the cat attack off, and oh my gosh, we're gonna have to health potion. We got that health potion earlier, we lose it pretty quick. We're just gonna go for damage. That's gonna get enough for him to be feared away, and we've killed him for whatever minor spoils we end up getting out of it. No great value there, but if we're fast and we don't get another respawn on us, we can go ahead and get this treasure chest. And I think he will aggro with it because they just have increased aggro radius on right-clicking items nearby them, but that's okay. I thought we were clear, but we want that Tanner anyways for the quest objective, so we'll grab this and then we'll grab him. Level 5 Tanner seems perfect. I think we have to go back. I've never had to go back to the other camp before when I've done this on softcore, but in this case, it looks like that is the case. So here we are. I think we're wearing very good boots, so we can get that one out. And we are clear except for the Tanners at this point. Hopefully there's some back to the east. Yeah, so I used to play Horde back in Season of Mastery. I played a Shaman, Troll in that case, and was able to kind of do all the content in the entire game, which most Shamans in Season of Mastery couldn't say. Like Kel'Thuzad, far out of reach for a lot of people in the 1-year season, and just in general, there are a lot of other aspects of the game that made it quite challenging. So it was a cool experience. I really enjoyed it. I love Shaman healers, but I did level up enhancement, so I have a pretty good idea what I'm working with when it comes to their offensive and their leveling side as well. Certainly not an expert, but I'll take what I can get. I need that Tanner bad. That's all I'm here for is the Tanners, and I'm not seeing any of them. There's one in the very back. There's one over there. Okay, we have a few that we can work with. So we wait for him to pull that, and then we go through here and make our path over. This guy's in trouble. Can't really spend a lot of time trying to help people out, but that's a tough pull he's making happen. Man, he's gonna get to half health there and get a respawn that he needs to stay away from, I would assume. So that's my last Tanner right there, if I can get it. And we do. Get the tag. And aggro a friend who can come along for the ride. No big deal. So our next target, we've gotten the talons. We just need to make sure we get one of the last claws from the wolves. So we'll go focus that down. 2 paws left. We'll clear that out and we'll have accomplished everything we intended to out this way. Not the fastest pace you can go, but I don't think it's bad at all. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm sure we'll see another wolf along the way, so we can just go ahead and ignore that one back there. We're not going to the well yet. Yes, the well stones are part of the Rite of Vision quest, but we're going to head back here in just a second, as you will soon see. And prairie wolves seem to be the dominant species out in the wild here. Not worried about getting too many of them. There we go. And we're heading back in. So we've gotten poison water and sharing the land in. If we just get a gizzard, we can also turn in one more quest, which helps us get a little bit further, but it just seems too far out right now. The one reason I would love to get it done early is the inventory side of things. We only don't have any bags. We're not buying any bags anytime soon, so it would be great to clear that out of the inventory. But in this case, it's just a bit too much of a run back to try to hope for a gizzard that might not drop from one of those swoops. So we'll just save it for a little bit later on and keep our inventory relatively free and clear. Oh, we're not level 8. We would be level 8 if we do the next quest, though, and we're going to be coming back here anyway. So we'll just do the well quest without lightning shield, and then we'll be in good shape. In fact, I don't even feel like I need to go into the rest of the town. If I can just drop anything from my inventory. Yeah, I've got one inventory spot clear for the well stones, and we can drop like a rabbit foot or something, worst case scenario. So I'm happy to go with that off to the east. We're going to be cleansing the water well. Or in between picking acorns and hidden things. We like to do both. Really need to hit the plane strider on the way because we're really focused on just getting through this as quickly as we can. And we might have to end up fighting like 3 or 4 of these if we're not pulling right. It seems like we have a good line here, pulling the hireling in front of me. But you never know. You might just end up fighting another guy. Don't you dare take my stone. I would not have aggroed that guy. That's entirely his fault. But yeah, I guess we don't need this more than once. Yeah, I didn't group with him earlier for the Null quest, and generally speaking, I would say that somebody who doesn't group for just a slay quest, a kill quest, it's kind of just hurting both of you. So I usually would want to avoid that. I would want to group with people, but not an option in this mode. We'll respect the rules of the tournament. Winner gets like 10 gold. It's crazy. So we're going to hold on to this earth root for a long time. Well, fortunately or unfortunately. But, yeah, we're doing what we need to do. I'm wondering, is there a vendor closer to here? Because my shaman trainer is in there, but I don't see any vendors. So I can't be sure that
What brings you here?
I'm going to be able to see them just yet. But I'm going to head out the east side anyway, so I guess we'll just come back to the shaman trainer after we've done all of our other business.
Ah, I've been expecting.
dropping the feather. So
What
it's kind of
brings
crazy.
you
The
here?
bullets they give you here are actually worth 3 silver to vendor, which is pretty sick. And we'll definitely make sure that we have enough general like
Hail.
currency resources for a good part of this run, depending on really what we need. So we'll talk to the innkeep real quick. And maybe learn first
Well
aid?
met.
Yeah, we've got enough big vendors that I think we're comfortable doing that. And then we can just
How may I aid you?
keep moving with the next thing after that. Do we keep the bandages on us? Do we vendor the bandages? I feel like we can vendor most of them. And I don't like the idea of having inventory slots. But I do think there will be potentially a situation where it could help us get healed up real quick. Like a combat situation where we're having to kind of step back. It's not that big of a deal for a healer, but we'll hold on to 2 of them.
How? Be careful.
Alrighty then. So, we could... I really don't think we have too much more to do here. Just talk to the shaman trainer, put the spells on the bar. Am I seeing that right? We actually don't have enough experience for this quest somehow? Am I missing something?
Hail.
We still have to kill some stuff in order to get level 8. I would classify that as a misplay on my part, because we definitely need level 8 before we go kind of into the next stage of everything. So let's go hit some stuff, I guess. I guess if I had just gotten that gizzard, I would have been fine, right? So the time that I saved by not going backtracking for that is time that I'm now wasting because I've got to backtrack for it. Not great at all. Want to level 8 pretty badly at this stage. Lightning shield is too good to pass up. And there's too many things left in the path for us to fight for me to ignore that. So we'll look for swoops and then we'll swoop back. There we go. Nice little loop here. Oh, if this drops a gizzard, I'm home free. That would be awesome. But just in case, we'll move on to the next mob we need to kill if this doesn't work in our favor. Oh, okay. I saw the quill and I thought it was a gizzard. Got a little overexcited. But that's alright. My growl doesn't need me nearly as much as it used to, based on our current weapon damage. But you always got to keep an eye out for it. If you can do anything, everything adds up in like this kind of speedrunny type stuff. Again, we're not like going crazy pace, but if you could say shave off a minute here or there, it makes a big difference for sure. Like right now I'm going to body pull this guy because I don't want to cast a spell on him and interrupt my mana regen, which we will need. I say that right after. Just one more mana regen tick sometimes makes the difference, right? Gizzard! Alright, so we can turn in now. We can save the quills for later. And that will clear out 4 inventory slots from our backpack. Technically 3 from what we had, but 4 in the overall scope of assuming I got a gizzard right after I left town. So, we're doing alright. So now we're going to be heading up. We're going to be looking at this Ravaged Caravan and taking on some of the Mountain Lion Prairie Stalkers, level 7 and 8, and Flatland Cougars, level 7 and 8, which will be perfectly in line with what we want to accomplish. The only problem is this guy is all the way over here, so it's a bit of a trek. But in the grand scheme of 3 hours, it's not going to be make or break for how we feel about the run. Just hopefully don't have too many more mistakes along those lines. Inefficiencies more than mistakes, but you know, it's all the same when you have a goal in mind. What is our goal? Well, our goal is obviously to get to level 10. That's a bare minimum. I would say, though, level 12 is a good stretch goal. At first, I was like, oh, if I get to level 16, rank 2 Lightning Shield would just basically win me every duel. But I don't think that that's going to be a viable option, because level 16 in 3 hours is kind of insane. I think it's technically possible, but certainly not by me, not on my first real time doing this. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and be happy with like a level 12 or something like that. We'll see how it goes. I mean, right now we are level 8. We've done it in a pretty good time. Let's make sure we get these two. Lightning Shield, Rockbiter weapon, those are the big ones. Everything else, secondary. Earthbind's kind of nice, and the heal's pretty good. And now, yeah, we'll grab Stoneclaw just in case it gets us out of a bad spot. Stoneclaw isn't really like an AoE taunt totem. It's more like a, I'm running and I don't want to fight this thing, so I'm going to have it hit a little target dummy kind of totem. But it's useful. 50 health, and it generates little pulses of threat that oftentimes it will be enough to take the target off your back, which is great. I feel like I missed oh, well, Lightning Shield, obviously, is the one that I missed. So we're going to do this here, and then we're going to do our Lightning Shield, which will go right here. We need the swoops, so we'll go ahead and pull that guy. Yeah, so Lightning Shield is kind of like a little bit of a Thorns or Retribution kind of thing. It will have an internal cooldown of how often it can activate, but when it consumes all 3 charges, as you basically can assume it always will, then it will do the most damage per mana that you have available right now. So in this case, it'll have 39 damage for 45 mana instead of like 28 damage for 30 mana. He's very good. You can cast at the beginning of a combat, at the end of a combat, whenever it's really efficient to do so. Mana-wise, do we level up our Earthshock too? Just to double check. Earthshock rank 2. Let's get that on the bar. We'll put the level 1 here for a low mana down rank, so that if we need to interrupt somebody, we have that option. So the Cougars can start hitting pretty hard, so we will have to manage our defense a bit. We're definitely not going into a shield or anything. Let's just let him kill himself. Oh, the swing goes through anyways. But yeah, we need to kind of kill off all this stuff. There's a good number of spawns to the south. I don't think I get this quest on like the first path if I just go into the north, but I might be wrong. Especially not with any drops. We need drops. Yeah, it does cost a lot of mana to keep this up though, so I'm probably going to have to stop Earthshocking and just body pull a bit and be comfortable with that. Gotta be careful not to pull too many guys in general. So we'll let the mana regenerate as best we can. Then we'll give ourselves a nice little heal into Lightning Shield, now that our 5-second rule tick goes through. Level 17 Troll Shaman, walk into Thunderbluff. First time here. Tourist welcome. Mulgore's a pretty place to run through for sure. Just gonna not body pull this because the swoop can stun, and I don't want to multi-pull a Cougar and a swoop. It's just not a fun prospect for me. Probably could have waited a little bit on that totem so that I could have lightning shielded, but we're all good. We'll just eat this. I wish I had gotten the milk. I definitely could have bought milk at the last stop, but it's going to be alright. Don't get the food buff off the apple, and honestly the heal over time of the apple isn't great because it's percent based and most of the food will just do more in general. Any level 5 food would at least. But we have a heal. We have decent mana regen. We're going to be fine. If we get these drops, Cougars 2 out of 6, Stalkers 1 out of 6. Fortunately, these are all over the map, so we don't have to get this quest done right away, but, you know, we were working on it. It's kind of in our goals, and any progress towards it will let us be a bit more free in how we path in the future. There's Rockbiter 2, good. Want to make sure that is true. I probably should have gotten skinning, because the lower the level the mob is that you're skinning, the less of a chance they have of resisting the skin or you failing the skin. And while we only really need 4 light leather, it would be great if we could get that earlier rather than later. And no drops on these claws at all. Not ideal, but we'll make do with what we have. Gotta hang on to our mana a bit, so we're gonna have Rockbiter pretty soon, and that is that's only 25. Okay, I thought it was more for some reason, but we're approaching a danger zone, so nice little heal and reapply the Rockbiter all in one. Then we get our mana regen going. We're going to try to get into the middle of the caravan. There's like some piece of paper or something that we have to gather here. So it looks like somebody is clearing all the way through, so we can kind of take advantage of that. It's just part of the world we live in, the world of Warcraft. So we got something here, a supply crate that we can grab, and then we can just kind of peace out of here. Not bad. So we get the plans. We're gonna have to turn them back into the guy on the road. So back this way we go. But that does fortunately mean that we are basically done with this area. We don't have to do anything else in the east. Obviously there are some good beasts out this way, but they're anywhere we go. So we don't have to focus too hard on that side of things. I would love to be hitting those guys, but no big deal. There, the claws are doing good. It's the stalker claws, the wolves that we have some issues with. Also, they're just like lower level mobs, and as long as the mobs aren't like more than 1 level lower than you, you're gonna get pretty good experience out of it, so good to keep in mind in general. Little spell pushback never hurt anybody. It's going to line up well with getting the lightning damage out. Inventory's full. Hate to see it. Hate to see it indeed. Are you kidding me? I don't want the leg meat. Thank you very much. Goodbye. A full mana, we might as well get into it with our spell casts. At least a little bit. And then we just have to hope this quest guy that's patrolling is relatively in a central position. I mean, we're pretty far to the east already. We just don't want to go further. Most nights I actually expect there not to be that many Tauren leveling, but it's Friday night. There's going to be some activity, and we can benefit from that. We can lose out a bit from that. We get the less spawns, but we get the greater opportunity to just take objective quests like we did with the in Ravage Caravan. We can just get 1 more quill. We can not have to worry about the inventory side of that quest anymore. And that would be great, but beautiful. Small eggs. I don't think we're worried about small eggs. Really worried about our man over here. Mr. Cloudstalker. He's the guy that we really want to focus on at this point.
Peace.
Suddenly, Stalker Claws are doing great.
Ancestors watch over you.
And it's the other that we can't stand, so we'll hit a couple cougars as we head back to the village to turn in. It'd be great if we could turn in everything at once, but I'm a little pessimistic that that might not work out in our favor. Oh, shoot. That's a triple pull because that totem is going to aggro. So we're going to keep running away because we want to kill this cougar, but we don't expect to be able to kill everyone. All right. So he could go ahead and hit that guy that I have not tagged yet, and he can worry about that sort of thing while I keep it on the speed run. Some cougars over there. 2 of them, actually. One over here, one over here. I think we can get this quest done. We want the spirit buff just for the mana regen more than anything. The health we get from this isn't great, but the fact that we get the well-fed buff, which will give us 2 spirit now, is actually adds up to a decent amount of mana. It's like drinking for the future. I just can't let him kill the totem is the big thing. If he kills the totem, then I've lost a lot of defensive value. Do we stick around in case this cougar doesn't cut it? Or do we just hope for the best? We should stick around and find the actual cougar that actually has his claws out. Wherever he may be. I was really hoping that would cut it, but well, we can't complain too much. Our pace and every other aspect of RNG has been pretty good so far. Just this one quest has been a bit slow. If I had a bag, I probably wouldn't even be bothering to kill these things right now, because the extra inventory slots, I'm just fine. But you never know. Cougars. Add-on thinks that there's nothing over this way, so we can go ahead, swoop over one more time. We can at least keep attacking and killing things regardless of affiliation to the quest. Ah, man. Empty-handed. We were so close to finishing this quest. That's fine. Sometimes that happens, and 2 inventory slots aren't going to kill us. All right, we're going to head to the west. We're going to head up. We'll kill a cougar on the way, and we'll get the dwarf quest done next. Yes, the twin totem guy's in here. Okay.
Well met.
And that's a nice silver. So at level 10, he gives us the quest to head to get our fire totem, which, again, I think is a bit suspicious as far as whether or not that's worth it. There's no backdoor to this tent, is there? Well, whatever. We'll just get what we need to. Let's get the skinning stuff going on. So we're going to talk to the skinning trainer. We'll talk to her first. And we'll clear out our inventory there. Get rid of the wolf meat.
Goodbye.
Make a couple more bandages. Well, we also learned skinning.
Farewell.
Now she can give us our
Looking for something
nice little skinning
Go
knife.
in peace.
Worst case, we'll drop some apples. But for right now, we're heading out. We're going to hearth back. It's going to be great. Good old Mulgore out at night. Is it worth it to do the run back if this guy drops the claw? I actually think it is. I actually think if this one guy, there's guarantee that one of these two will, right? But I do like the value of the extra 2 inventory slots. Make sure that I can bring whatever I need to home. Maybe that's just like currency value, but that also gives us our level up faster, and that just makes us stronger for the next quest. The dwarf quest is a little bit dense and crowded from what I remember, and we can't guarantee other players are going to help us out with it. So, yeah, I was about to say it's probably going to be on the southeastern side. We'll live with it. Not the end of the world. Probably lost 2 minutes there as well. So, certainly not a perfect pace or anything, but oh, there we are. Hour and 13. So, there are some people that would be level 10 by now, which is insane. Props to them. They really know what they're doing. But level 9 at about that time, can't complain about it, really. I got all the quests done. Very little to worry about. We can be happy with that. Oh, and it's also important because she chains this quest into the water well. I forgot. It doesn't really line up in my head because these quests don't seem similar. Kill cougars, kill wolves, and now you're cleansing a water well, but it actually does line up because this creates the totem that she needs in order to cleanse it. So now we can go right on the path here, which is nice. Very nice. So minute 15 of our 3-hour run. We got plenty of time left. We're definitely getting level 10. We're going to get our Barrens staff. We're going to consider whether we want to get the fire totem and the really sticky glue. Those are great for dueling in general. They're having multiple, I think 10 charges of roots against like warriors and rogues sounds awesome. Searing totem, even if enemies kill it, like let's say they have a wand or something, which they probably will find one in the wild somewhere. They can kill the searing totem fairly easily, but you can always start with it at the beginning of the duel. So you're already up like 1 extra attack for free, which at low levels matters a lot. So, you know, I think it has value. The question is it enough for me to want to go all the way to northeastern Durotar, where you would have to be to get the fire totem quest done? I forgot I'm skinning. We're going to go ahead and take care of our skins real quick, so we don't have to worry about that side of things. We can get rid of our skinning knife nice and early. One out of 4 light leather down. Don't think you can skin birds, so we'll avoid that. Two out of 4 light leather. Yeah, so light armor kits, they just give you like maybe 20 armor or something to 1 of 4 item slots. So what that means is that okay, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and totem this and then redo my lightning shield right when it goes off for perfect mana usage and gets the full value of the regen. But yeah, so I'm just going to 4 light leather kits, slightly more armor, same idea. The melee guys, the paladins, the rogues, the warriors, they're gonna duel with a lot of physical damage, and every bit counts. I think it's a very small detour to get a decent chunk of armor on whatever gear I end up dueling with. So we'll go ahead. Do we want to turn this in so that we can maybe make our way up there? That's a good question. Because I think that there might be a quest over there. And I have not looked up this full chain. But we can kill stuff on the way, and then we can go over there. Aggroing one too many here. Definitely with the swoop, we're aggroing too many. We don't want to die to some random cougars and stalkers in the field, so we're going to have to chill out a bit. Do a little bit of that, get our auto attack in, and then probably war stomp and do a little basic heal. Level 9, so he definitely could aggro if we're not smart about this, but we'll be fine. This just gives us plenty of time to get the HP and mana regen as we run back to town. So we're getting kind of the full use of that clock and the spirit, which is not bad. Air defense kiting, but have you heard of bridge kiting? I forgot. I'm skinning. Actually, if I can just skin one more thing and then get another light leather, I can drop this skinning knife and clear up my inventory some more. So we're going to do that. If it's light leather. It oftentimes will be the ruined leather scraps, but, you know, that's how it goes. We will see. Nope. No dice. Alright, that's fine. Is it worth it to refresh a 1-charge lightning shield just to 5-second roll it properly? I don't know. I guess yes, because we're just going to be heading into town for a while. Give me that leather. Oh, come on. So I think that 3 ruined leather scraps will make 1 light leather for leatherworking, but that means I need to have 2 inventory spaces until I get to... I think there's a leatherworking trainer right next to the skinning trainer, and if that's the case, I don't actually need to hold on to any of that. Let's gamble on it a bit, and worst case, we're wrong. We're mostly here to turn in the quest and see if it chains, but since we're here, I figured we might as well do a little bit extra. Fishing supplies, sir. Enjoy that, and I can always get this back from the vendor.
Greetings, traveler.
Helmet, yeah, he's a journeyman leatherworker. That's great. If I remember the recipe correctly, I should have enough for what I want, and then I don't have to worry about anything.
Ah, I've been expecting you. We shall meet again.
Let's get 1 light leather for the ruined leather scraps and make 4 light armor kits for... Oh, it's only 8. Okay. It adds up, but it feels less value than if it was like 20, which I think is like probably the medium armor kits. Whatever. We got what we wanted out of this. And then really, only other profession is alchemy and herbalism, which you can't do out in the wild like this, so. All right, to the northwest we go. $24 armor. Really worth 24 armor? I guess at this level of gear, like one of my pieces would be at most 40 as a leather wearer, probably less than that. And I think I'm going to be able to dual casters pretty well because I get Earth Shock, which cancel a lot of casts. And if that's the case, then I'm just have an advantage over casters that most people can't say they have. So, what did she give me another quest? She told me it just completed a quest accepted Wildbane Totem. So the Wildbane Totem is Prairie Alpha Teeth, which is up here. Since we're not just rushing to level 10, I think that is going to be worth it. So we can check that out pretty soon. And maybe even find Ghost Howl in the meantime for the Demon Scarred Cloak. That'd be cool. We really shouldn't stop at any point when we're fighting these things, not even to loot. There's really not enough value for me to want to do that. We should hit them it is good to keep hitting things as we're making our way to the Dwarven mining site. However, they managed to get in here, but I shouldn't be wasting any time on these guys, that's for sure. So whenever the red bar fills up, that means you shouldn't turn your back to them because you might get dazed. Whenever the blue bar fills up, that means you shouldn't turn your back to them because you can get a hit. And that would lower your damage to miss on that. We're going to get this guy now, and that will be my ideal target because he's level 9, and we don't get like that 80% penalty or whatever it is from him being a lower level. When I say whatever it is, there's a whole chart, there's a whole math on it, and low level characters are affected by this the most. So if you're like a level 3 character and you're fighting a level 1, you're only getting like 60% of a level 1 character's experience, which is already quite low. So I'm not gonna memorize the whole chart, but I will tell you, I'm not gonna be fighting stuff that's more than 2 levels under unless it takes absolutely no time to do so. That's why you can't just like EXP grind through green mobs in the beginning. But close to level 60, you actually have no problem doing that. The rules change a bit. It's interesting. All right, so we're looking for 5 prospector picks here, if I remember correctly. And then we can break them on the anvil. I guess I have to save my mana a bit because there are some healers here. And we want to be able to... there's somebody else fighting here, so... we can always get the guys along the wall here, right? So, I think we'll totem. Oh man, I got helped by Kelpie again. I actually don't remember what he did before. I know he's over by the knolls or whatever, but... whatever. So that's a rank 1 or a shock right there. We don't need more. This is where the... let's just use the Scroll of Spirit. It's definitely not going to help us that much in the dueling situation. We're going to be casting too often. So it's more useful now than it would be in other situations. But at the end of the day, we have to make sure we save some mana for these shocks. They make a big difference here. So 3 picks so far. Yeah, the appraisers are the ones that heal, so we can just hit these guys, no problem. Need 2 more at least. Downrank that, no big deal. Respawns is what I'm most worried about, so I really just need to make sure I'm good on time. Where are my picks at? Great. 5 out of 5. So we are out of here, and we're moving on to the Harpies to the north. There's also some down in here, but we're going to be taking on these ones. Oh, I didn't know there are Prairie Wolves over there. Prairie Wolf Alphas. I've always done this quest to the north, near the capital, which I'm blanking on right now. Thunderbluff, but you actually have an opportunity. Oh no, too late to War Stomp. That's fine. He'll run away here in a second, I believe. We'll be just fine. But yeah, I never realized that there were Prairie Alphas here. That's a much cleaner way of getting that quest done and then going to the well up top. Is that my best option now? I can't say it is, but I do have the Hearthstone to Bloodhoof Village if I want it. Go ahead and refresh our Rockbiter and head over here. Maybe we could grab Herbalism from Thunderbluff and then Hearth. Be interesting as an option, but at that point you just kill the Prairie Dogs, right? Yeah, you just kill the Prairie Dogs here since they're going to be in like a rotation for us. We're actually in a weird spot where we're not seeing a lot of Harpies because somebody has been farming them. It's Kelpie. What are you doing, man? I thought We were friends, and here you are, taking all the mobs that I need to kill in a limited period of time. But battered chest is a good makeup gift. Is that what you call it? Forgiveness? Yeah, whatever. You can tell I never make mistakes in my life. I never have to make up anything. Food crate. Respawns are really good though. It's not a big deal. I don't have to worry about my stone skin actually aggroing some stuff too. Light leather. Okay, well, one of those was not necessary, but that's fine. Yeah, the rest of the leatherworking stuff that's really in reach in a 3-hour time span is like white gear items. There's a chance I might be able to get a green with like +1 stamina or something like that, but the amount of time it would take is enough time for like me to get half of a level. So realistically, I just don't see myself benefiting from that in a way. Where are these talents? What is happening here that I can't get talents? That's very frustrating. I need to kill these guys for a lot longer as a result. And I think this is the only real location I'm going to be realistically killing them. So we're just going to be chilling here. Doing a few rotations. Am I just not looting properly? Maybe should be fine. Get the healing potion I need. Please don't take my guy. Boom. Does he have fiery weapon? I'm jealous. I'm out here hoofing it, literally hoofing it, in some tough situations. This guy's got fiery weapon. And I'm still leveling at the same speed as him, basically. He's one quest ahead. Kelpie. Kelpie. Level 7 dies slightly faster, but I think I just want to pull both of them if he moves at all this direction. Which he won't. Cool. That's what I need. Now we found it. Give me the Wind Fury Talon. No! The Wind Fury Talon! Alright. We're back in action. Yeah, my inventory wasn't open until I opened that treasure chest, so there's no chance I missed one, but... You know. I want the bow. It's a bit more on the copper side. And the shock interrupt the cast and take 0 damage for that entire encounter, basically. Yeah, see, if I had all those random items in my inventory, I feel like it would have created some problems for me at this stage. But obviously, I just need to be okay with vendoring some 19 leather boots. Rank 1 or shock. Scroll of Spirit, another one. We like that. We want to use it. I still don't think we save it for the dueling tournament because... Oh, what is this? I'm being spirited away right now. This is crazy. Maybe they it's just their loot table, like particularly decent chance to drop one of those. And instead of dropping their quest item, they're dropping random scroll. Well, at least we'll get the first aid stuff that we'll need. I don't know if we're gonna get any wool cloth, but we definitely have some heavy linen to work with for the duels. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you might have skipped the beginning part, the idea is my friends and I are going to be doing a tournament where we duel each other to the death. For our characters are. It's called Mak'gora in hardcore WoW, and so we're just trying to get our characters as kitted out as they can, without going to the auction house, without trading with anybody, in a 3-hour time span. And that's why I'm like not taking your traditional routes exactly when it comes to like speed running through this stuff, is because I want to be not just high level, I want to be able to get what I feel like I need to wreck people in PvP once I get to whatever level I get to. So that's the idea. We'll see how it actually works out, but at least we're getting some talent drops now. We could still be here for a while, but we've got a good leg up on this quest now. Harpies. Maybe we'll hit one of these. I'll give a little bit of respawn time to improve the density. Time that I would have been using anyways. Some ways, at some point. Might as well use it now. Stay nice and healthy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep using these scrolls. I've got, you know, another hour and a half on the clock, and I might as well use an hour of it with this bonus 3 spirit. I think it's more valuable just to keep my good pace than anything. Assuming I'm not just spending like an hour or like half an hour of it running around. That's what I'm afraid of, is like going for the fire totem is a big commitment for a shaman. And it's totally something you should do if you're trying to get to level 60 or something, but when I'm just trying to burn through 3 levels, would I rather get an extra level? Yeah, the class quest gives experience, but it also takes a lot of time. I'm just not sure. I love the idea of bringing really sticky glue, though. That's the power of the Horde right there. The Alliance very naturally in Goldshire get the candles. There's armor reduction candles. There's the marbles, which reduce the chance to hit from the enemy, and the Horde get some glue to kind of balance things out. So feels like a bit of a mistake not to go for it, but it's at the Echo Isles. It's the troll village there, on the east coast of Durotar, and then you have to kill like 20 crabs at least to get the requirements in. So I don't feel super great about doing that quest, but getting 10 roots in a thing where I'm probably dueling only like 4 people might be really good. Range, do you want like a hunter or a caster? Being able to root them is just insanely good for staying on them. And then a melee, you can kite them, and I'll have a fire shock by then, flame shock. Oh, come on, here. This is a little ridiculous. I can drop skinning now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Got a date with a lady in a cave. It's a dude.
Peace, friend.
Story of my life. All right.
Go in peace.
Yeah, you figure that's gonna keep happening. And just get rid of this light leather.
What brings you here? We shall meet.
He gives me the Mark of the Wild buff from before. We now have enough experience to get to level 10. So effectively, if I hearthed right now, I would be level 10 in a minute and 40... minute and 30... Wow, my words are jumbled. Been playing too much WoW. An hour and 36, 7 minutes, and maybe add another 30 seconds on that. So I basically have it if I just Hearthstone home because of this. But if we can get more out of here, then that's just more value, right? So if we can look for a Ghost Howl, or if we could look for these alphas out this way, I think that it helps the most. So we'll go out this way. But yeah, I guess I'm supposed to put this on, huh? No, it doesn't matter. Should try to keep in mind what is my lowest value item so I can just get rid of it whenever I need to. Which in this case is that. These are not very valuable either. So we'll scope it out. Ghost Owl, I think, has like 3 spawns, so it's not going to be easy to find him. Even if he is up, it's not going to be like straightforward. I'm going to use my... I forgot to even bind it, but my Earthbind Totem on this guy, and just kite away. So Earthbind Totem, every time it pulses, it's going to keep him on the leash, so he's going to follow me for a long time. But just getting that extra distance means that I shouldn't have to worry about him dazing me or slowing me down as I just continue to run away from him. So we're just keeping our eye out for our target. If he's out here, great. If he's not, that's okay. Big experience buff if we can find him, because he does drop a quest item that we can turn in real quick at Bloodhoof Village. Which is why now is kind of the best time to get to him. It's also the best time to get the alpha quest done, so we're going to keep heading to the east regardless. So we don't see a ghost owl, and that's okay. He can be to the northwest, northeast, it's not a big deal. I always want to keep fighting stuff. So we have a pretty good staff right now, and we're basically level 10. But there's a much better one we can get in the Barrens if we can get there. Alright, so let's head up to the Alphas and try to get this quest done as quickly as we can. And then I think it's a Hearthback after that, or maybe we scope out what's going on over here. These are not alphas. Where are the alphas at? Are they kind of rare? I don't know what's going on here. What are they called? They're called Prairie Wolf Alpha. Could get a target macro for them. But it doesn't seem like they're spawning super readily. Trying to get the most out of this Hearthstone too, rather than just getting a bunch of Hearthstones. Realistically, in 3 hours, you're only going to be able to Hearth a couple times. Like 30 minutes in, hour and a half in, 2.5 hours in, that's 3 Hearthstones. So, yeah, I want to make them valuable more than anything. There's one. It's a drop off of them, so it's not just find 10 of them, but or find 8 of them, it's kill 8 and get the drop off of them. But either way. And these guys attack pretty fast. 3 and 4 this time, so a bit more for sure. Doesn't drop the item. At least there's more of them. Hoping they wouldn't like aggro together. They're not good friends. They don't help each other out the same way we would. So it's all good. 1 out of 8. Yeah, I looked at like mining and engineering and blacksmithing. It doesn't feel like all the time that you have to take to mine stuff yourself seems like way too much. And then I'm gonna have to keep kiting this prairie dog far to the north because this guy's gonna be on the leech table for another 7 seconds or so. It's okay if he hits me, it's just I can't oh, okay. It's interesting. But it's okay if he hits me. I just can't let him stand still while hitting me. That means won't get tired of attacking anytime soon. No water definitely hurts. I'm gonna stop shocking for a bit. Especially because these guys eat my lunch. This is crazy. Good thing I have the spirit to keep up with them. Go for 1 more mana tick, and we're good. Really, I just have to not spend mana. I should actually start casting earlier because you don't wait until your tick is done. For instant cast spells, you wait for the mana tick is done. But for cast time spells, you actually want to kind of preempt it by whatever the cast time is. Doesn't help that he's dodging all of my attacks, but that's how it be. Maybe I should have kept an apple for that food buff. Thought I had enough going for me. You just chain all your casts together. That way, you keep your mana regen flowing. Now these guys are hitting me for, not that much. He's hitting fast, but he's not hitting hard. So that's exactly where Stone Skin Totem can really shine. So we're gonna try that out. It's hitting for 6. So yeah, we're taking out more than a third of his damage. Not quite half, but a good chunk. I can appreciate that. So we're just gonna combine those spellcasts together like I was talking about. Bam, bam. And we'll look for our Ghost Howly friend, who's much more likely to be here because he's not going to get farmed as commonly north of Thunderbluff. Nobody goes out this way that often. And if he is out here, cool. If he's not, that's fine too. No alphas, though. Just a lot of tigers. That's okay. We don't need any ghost howls. There's an alpha. So, it means either in the northwest or he's not here at all. And both are definitely possible. I have no idea how often he respawns. I have seen him a few times. Nice way to hit level 10. Now we gotta talk about talent points. What do we go talent-wise? We've got 3 trees to work with. Healing Wave cast time reduction is actually kind of decent. It being like a 2-second cast, reducing that reduces spell pushback that you take as well. So I don't hate it. Generally speaking, my instinct is go 2% less damage on shocks and lightning spells, mostly just shocks, because those can add up quite a bit. Anyway, you want to keep flame shock up. You need to earth shock for spell cast, stuff like that. Definitely not going for more damage. I would look at enhancement, not for the tier 1 talents, but for considering the tier 2 talents, but that's only if I can get above level 15. Because improved lightning shield is amazing, but I'm not getting, at this pace, I'm not getting that. It took a minute, keep messing that up, an hour and 45 to get to this stage. Obviously, I could have gone there a little bit faster if I had Hearth, so maybe 10 minutes, but shorter than that. But as it stands, I still don't feel like my pace is anywhere near the level 15 mark, so I can't even really consider the enhancement. So it really comes down to faster healing wave or better shocks, or more efficient shocks, rather. If I'm worried about leveling, I think more efficient shocks will be the thing that helps me out the most. But if I'm worried about dueling, it's kind of a toss-up. And of course, my main thing is dueling. So in duels, will 1.9 cast time really make a difference for my healing waves? I don't think so. It'll either go through it or won't. The pushback's not going to make that much of a difference. But you can also say in the same way, like, is that reduction on shocks going to be that relevant? But we'll go with it. Definitely ranging that one, right? Good. At least one away from our target. We can just grab this guy since we want to go hard east at this moment. And we want to try to just go past that swoop right there, if we can. There we go, quest completed. Alrighty. I don't actually remember this part of the quest chain. So we'll just Earthbind. As long as we don't get dazed by the first hit, we're all set. Yeah, whenever you're in combat, you don't regenerate HP at all, so the spirit's not helping me much there, but you can always stop and heal, and then pull something. So is this guy will want me to kill the quill boars. So I'll get that quest before I even touch them, and then I can get the Rite of Wisdom. Which, 850 experience is not bad at all. That's even better than the kill quest here. I have to assume their loot tables are a bit more full, so I'm going to need to go ahead and make some bandages. Why did it do that? I don't know. And then we need to get rid of at least one item, maybe two. I think that works out okay. Oh, here's a great target for that. Okay. Interlopers. So they have a strength reducing rend effect. But tons of our damage comes from casts as well, so not a big deal. If I can just put the totem right here, that'll be good for most of the fights I'm going to get myself into as I try to help out this guy right here. It's a good like 30-yard range on the totems. And we'll avoid shocking because mana. Mana is good. I definitely could have taken the opportunity to go up to Thunderbluff to get Herbalism early, but it's also something that I'm going to be doing relatively soon regardless. I'm going to be taking a quest that flies me to Thunderbluff, or at least it makes me take the flight path to Thunderbluff, which we can do from the crossroads. So I can go and get Herbalism training then, if I can figure out where that is. And also we'll have a better picture of if that's even worth the time to herb and alk at all. I love the idea of getting like Lion Strength Elixir, Minor Defense, whatever easy ones there are, maybe a mana potion. I'm gonna actually stun this guy and heal myself, and that will give me the chance to then refresh the lightning shield. Again, we cannot shock, we don't have any kind of drinking opportunity. I think we can just do these three on the right, or I can even technically pass through them. If these... That could get very bad. That could get very bad. Okay, I'm gonna actually disengage from this part. Little too risky on my part there. Especially with the weird geometry of those things and my fat torn butt. No big deal though, they don't have like root effects, even slows, really. It says cripple, but I think that's just more of a descriptor than anything. So yeah, oh, that's a waste of a shock. That's unfortunate. We'll be fine, though. We'll put down our totem again. Just reduces... It's very short debuff, this strength reduction, so it's really going to only affect 1 or 2 attacks. I'm gonna look real quick at Mulgore. I have not seen, or Barrens, I have not seen a lot in terms of the quest here. So it looks like there's not much you can actually get at Camp Tarajo. It's more like an outpost that just represents the southern Barrens than the northern ones. Technically, that's water that I could use, but not worth the item slot. Watch, he's got to give me something, so... Let's just prepare ourselves for that real quick. We can get rid of this cloak, no problem. And he does something that aggroes all the guys, surely. Journey into Thunderbluff? I did not know that was a quest. But we can at the very least turn this in real quick. What's this do? Okay, that's just a lie. I'm friendly. But, you know. You can scam me with reputation. No, you want spirit. I think there's like an inflation aspect he's not encountering. There's reputation inflation. He's from the old times, and it just takes a little bit more than that to earn the respect of the entire community. Yeah, I guess I want to go and take on the Venture Co. I think I'd rather just Hearth and clear the inventory, clear the air, see if there's anything that I really want to be doing with, yeah, okay. I think that's the best play I can make right now. Just get out of here, get the Hearth rolling on cooldown, or I'm not going to have that last cooldown when I need it. I think that's very relevant. So we're here. We can vendor all our stuff. Grab some apples, potentially useful. Trick or treat. I don't think it's going to be useful, but why not? Yeah, it's not going to help anything. We can turn in some quests, and we can get ourselves very close to level 11. Look at us. Moving up in the world. It's a really good upgrade on armor. This is where I actually start worrying about what the gear looks like in endgame. I think I can just vendor buy a lot of armor, but you never know.
The winds guide you.
So obviously the big thing is what I get at level, that I get the totem at level 10. I'm curious if I get anything else of significance. We'll have to see. Got plenty of silver. Flame Shock, big. Flame Tongue Weapon, big. And Strength of Earth, all huge, actually. They're all really big upgrades. I kind of forgot that. That's sick. So that's going to go there. Actually, don't know where I'm going. I'm going to the armor guy, I guess, to see if I can buy anything good. So we're going to go Flame Tongue. And then we can also go for Strength of Earth Totem.
Hail.
So, Leather Armor Merchant, he'll sell some stuff.
Just the thing for you.
This is all level 5 gear, so nothing great. Not a big deal. Wind Fury Talon turn in. We can vendor the bandages and make some more action there. So, Flame Tongue Weapon should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and do this. Heavy is not till 40, so probably won't get it this time around. There's a chance I will. At least unlock it, if not make any. Good odds, I'd say, actually. I think I can probably talk to this guy while I'm doing it, so we can sell this stuff and buy some milk. That'll go here.
Looking for something special?
Yeah, we're not going to need anything better than milk. Do we need second milk, though? I'd say so.
We shall meet again.
You wish to speak?
Okay, so we can actually just vendor these bandages since I'm not going to need them anymore. And move on with my day. So there's Journey to Thunderbluff and all that stuff. That'll be great. I'm curious what it chains into, if anything. I mean, there's no reason you talk to Cairn and he doesn't tell you to do anything, right? But I feel like I can do that after I explore the Badlands. Specifically a quest here, Fungal Spores. I know it says level 15. I scoped out the area a little bit on a high level character, and I think that I can do it at level 11, which I'm fairly close to. You have to potentially fight a level 14. If you're smart, you can pull it back, and, you know, I've got some extra tools to work with now. I'm a bit stronger. The biggest thing is my weapon is still pretty weak. It's a level 3 weapon in technicality. It was a big upgrade at the time, but we've grown a lot since then. Changed a lot since then. You also have the quest to do the Wildmane Well. There's a chance I'll do that when I journey back to do the Journey to Thunderbluff quest. But that's kind of our next goal. We're here 2 hours in. We got 1 hour left. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the really sticky glue quest. We got the Flame Tongue proc. It's RNG is the difference between Flame Tongue and... No, it's not. No, the Frost one is RNG. So this one hits on every... It just, yeah, it's an extra bonus fire damage. You can see how much 8 fire damage on each compared to whatever the attack power would give. Generally speaking, you just want to go for the highest, the most recently leveled or the highest mana cost in weapon enhancement. They're all basically the same. There were, back in the day, there were a lot of rumors that there were like some that were really, some in particular that were really better, like for faster weapons or slower weapons, or those like Flame Tongue fast on little daggers that hit at 1.5 speed and stuff like that. It feels better because it, you hear the effect more, I guess, but they've done the math on it, and it all scales on weapon speed. So basically, just always go with the one that you level up, unless you're against a really high armor target. Then you want to go for the magic stuff, or really low armor target. Then you want to go for the rockbiter stuff. All right, this is our first cave of the venture. I didn't realize that Tauren have more time outside of caves, which is kind of cool. Good for them. But we're going in. We have to figure out if we're going to make it out alive. I'm going to play a lot more scared here, to be honest, guys. I know I'm speedrunning. I know I'm trying to be smart, but I'm also not going to get a second shot at this. I'm not doing another character before the weekend. So, can't die here is the bottom line. It can be spooky. The respawns can be pretty frequent. The mob density is really high. They can run away in fear, and I don't have anything but Earthbind to slow them down. We got to be smart here. So, hopefully we are. I need to heal a bit before my next fight. Get the lightning down, and even a stone skin for a couple of fights. Oh, I have Strength of Earth. I actually should be using that. We'll get a little bit further in before I refresh that, but because it does cost, oh, it only costs 25. We're gonna do it now. Double pull of level 10s, a little spooky. If they ever run away and pull more, that's going to be a big problem for me. This could be a big mistake. I have to leave. I should have just put the shock on that guy there. That would have helped out a lot, I think. Just to get the kill more than anything. But I think we'll get the kill before he evades out. One more hit. It's so close. Got him. Okay. Because I body pulled them, they were actually not connected, so I could technically hit the other, but let's get our spirit back up. And probably drink our buff as well. Our totem doesn't get to stay up, unfortunately, but that's not that big deal. I gotta put this one bandage onto my bar. Quick little heal, and we're back in action. The Flame Shock is definitely another high damage per mana spell. Definitely way better than Earth Shock if it could tick through even all but the last tick. I don't think it beats out Lightning Shield, but I haven't done the math recently. I think I'm thinking of Lightning Shield with the enhancement talent, which you have when leveling in general. And if since I don't have that talent, I think actually Flame Shock might even be better. But yeah, that's a lot of damage per mana, actually. Just gonna get the enhancement out of the way, Flame Tongue up, and that way we can regenerate a ton of mana as we continue to make our way through. I said that, but I probably could have done it after this heal that I'm gonna... maybe I just do this. Protection. I'll save that for the duel tournament. We don't need a little bit extra armor to level properly here. Though we are making much slower going in this cave. One has to wonder whether it's worth the quest. So I do get a dagger out of it, but I can't use daggers because I don't think I'm going to Durotar. So I could see myself not wanting to do this quest at all. He's not that deep in the cave from what I remember, but there's so many guys along the way. There's nobody else clearing this. I think I just take the L and I walk away. The Venture Co. is a different quest from the supervisor. Okay, we can just do the Venture Co. then. We'll do the Venture Co. We really want to get the supervisor. He's not that far in. It just it looks like that on the map, but when you look at how many guys there are in this cave and the fact that I have to fight all of them, like I can try to sneak, but I don't really think that's viable. I'm kind of terrified I'm just going to get screwed over here. I don't have like a swiftness potion to get away. These guys run in fear. It's dangerous in here for sure, but if I... This is what I do in hardcore. This is why I don't have a level 60, is because I see the possibility of what I might be able to accomplish if everything goes right, much more than the reality of what will happen if I do whatever wrong. So like this guy here is a level 10. I don't think he sees me. One guy sees me, that's okay. Two guys sees me, that's a little bit less okay. We're gonna be fine. We got heals, we got War Stomp. We got sick damage. We are almost dead. We actually have to leave. That healing potion did... Okay, it lagged for a second there. Okay. So, exact same thing that happened before. I really just can't do this. I can't do two guys at a time, and that means I probably can't even take on Fizzle Sprocket because he probably has one guy leashed to him. That's just how it often goes with Gold Tooth and whoever. So, yep. This is the time we accept the L and not waste 2+ hours of time on what we've accomplished here. I'm also learning that Venture Co. workers are not the same as Venture Co. whatever else I've been fighting. So, we have some work to do in this area anyways. Well, I guess if I have to kill things in the cave anyways, I might as well do it in the cave and not out here. The real question is, are those the right kinds of guys? Or are those like miners instead of workers? Yeah, 6 out of 14. I just know I don't want to go to the Barrens just right away, because that quest is, the mushroom quest is going to take some time, patience, and some proper level to get the one thing that I want more than anything. If I have to spend the next hour to get it, is that staff from the Barrens. It'll give me the damage that I need to truck some people. Okay, so they got the supervisors already. I have not taken out the workers, so we got to be smart. Last time I couldn't go through here, but I think it's based on their positioning. If I just beeline for this guy, I'm fine, right? I do not have a Hearthstone here. Oh, it's interesting at the very least, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Just gonna full heal, full lightning shield. There he is. All right, there's my man. He's not easy to contact right now. These are all supervisors. Of course they would be. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm just gonna run, and if I see more than 2 guys coming at me, I'm leaving. Oh my gosh, he's out. Oh, that's beautiful. Watch for patrols. We can do this. Beautiful. And he drops a couple things for us. So I'm gonna drop a couple of these, a couple of those. Mail gloves, no big deal. Flame tongue and fight some workers. We're doing great. Feeling a lot better than I was when I was fleeing for my life. You know? Just can't get greedy. The biggest thing is like don't try to dodge one guy here and 4 guys there when you can just fight the one guy there. That's pretty self-explanatory, I'd say. I'll just go ahead and shock him down just to make sure. Get a lot of mana regen here, no big. That'll get us level 11. There's a chance we have to even farm level 12 before we can get that staff. And that's just a fact. If we can get level 12 and get the staff clean, cool. But staff is the goal above everything else. So we'll see what we could do to make it our way back over the Barrens. I think alchemy and herbalism might not work. We have 50 minutes to run all the way to the crossroads. And I'm finishing this quest here for 3 more guys. So I don't really want to fight these 2 supervisors. If I could just heal myself up first and then earthbind them, I think that'll be my best option here. So aggro them first so they don't fight the earthbind totem. And this guy's a worker, so I do want to fight him, so we'll go for him. Alright, turning quest to ding, but that's a quest that we don't... Oh, the quest there. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, we'll recognize that the pace of this has slowed down quite considerably, but we're okay with that. Our goals have shifted. It's no longer level, try to hit level, I don't know, 16, 22, 80. It's just like, it's try to play smart, not lose what we have, and try to get a few key things done. We are going to be level 11. We better have our staff. And everything else kind of falls into the Hunter's Way. It's from Prowlers? I don't really want to go for that right now. I wonder, is that only a Mulgore quest? I imagine it is. Yeah. Here, nowhere. It is a cool quest chain. I really like it, and there's some great rewards along the way, but you have to do like 20 things for it. None of that's good. This guy could be all the way to the east, in which case I have to clear out some mobs along the way. Nope, he's right there. There's our boy.
Peace, friend.
The knife is great, but again, I'm not going to be able to make it to Duratar to learn how to use daggers. And you don't get two-handed maces unless you go for this talent right here. So instead, we're going to be going and putting our talent point here and vendoring it, which is fine. All right, we got a lot of long run ahead. I think any distractions at this point is going to be problematic. We need to kind of beeline for our objectives. No deviation. Just get the staff. That's going to be a huge damage increase, and we can buy leather gear in Thunderbluff after that or something. Is there nothing else here? Or am I just doing vendoring stuff and leaving? Okay. And that's what I shall do. That's what I shall do. And we're good.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Don't really need to do this in front of her. We just want her to watch, make sure we do a good job. And we're off. All right. We've done a lot here. Big ol' 11. 24 silver. Can buy some leather items in TB. But we got to get to TB. And the real trick there... Wait, does our Hearthstone line up with what we need? Yes, we could use our Hearthstone one more time. If it's a 20 or not even 19, then maybe we couldn't. Definitely couldn't. But we've got enough time to Hearthstone one more time to wherever we need to go. And I believe that's going to be to Crossroads. So instead of taking the time to fly back and forth between Thunderbluff and Crossroads, I think we're just going to Hearthstone back to Crossroads after we fly to TB. And that means we got 40 minutes to complete the preliminary quest, the fungus, and then go from there. We'll have to watch out for high-level mobs on the way. Barrens is not... It's like Westfall. It's like Loch Madan. It definitely can spike up in terms of what you're up against. If you go right into Darkshore or Silverpine Forest right off the bat, then you're going to have a hard time. But that's what we're naturally going to be doing. We're not going to Duratar, so hardcore or not, we're taking the harsher road. Definitely should be hitting stuff on the way, though. So we'll do that. Not slowing down for anything. There's a high chance that we're not getting to level 12, and so the experience wouldn't be worth it anyways. And the chance of us getting like a random BOE green is so low that I'm not going to stop to loot either. Yeah, there's a big jump here from level 9 to level 10, from level 10 to level 11. Some big wolves out there. Prairie wolf alphas. I say I'm not screwing around with these guys, but here I am. Running back to loot some cracked eggshells. There comes Mr. Troll. And the lush grasslands of Mulgore are behind us. Really? Come on, server. Yeah, sometimes there's little like leeway server hiccups which can be in your favor or more often against you, where you think you're going to be able to hit them and you're just not. I have hit some things from some ridiculous distances before, though. So, it's not all bad. Maybe that's just a torrent thing. I don't know. So, yeah. Very smooth starting experience, zone experience with Mulgore. Obviously, there's a couple more things I could have done. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy with what we were able to get done. Yeah, the road is still going to be the safest route, but if I can leave the road a bit, that's always... Oh, there's a flight path here. I forgot about that. I wonder if the flight is more direct without the Tarajo flight path or with it, but it might not even be possible without Tarajo. I totally forgot there's 2 flight paths for the Horde in Barrens. Not a lot of zones like that, honestly. There's 2 for the Horde in Stranglethorn Vale. And then I'm struggling to think of alternatives. Are there any herbalists here? Or like alchemists? Maybe I could just make a couple things with what I've already kind of got. I mean, 2 earth roots not really going to do too much, is it? That's okay. Yeah, we're just going to head out. Oh, Journey to Crossroads. Great. 230 XP, don't mind if I do.
Greetings, traveler.
Yeah, I don't remember there being herb trainers out here. Alright, so this is why we take the road. Level 19's just off to the side. A little unnerving. But we can handle it. We can just head the correct direction and not punch giraffes for no reason. What's he have to say? Under Hawks. Oh, here it is. 2:18 played, 2:19 played. So we've only got 40 minutes to finish this quest, and it is 4 levels higher than us in technicality. So that's why the quest reward is so great. The item level is associated with the starting of the chain, level 15. But in technicality, what you have to do for the quest isn't that hard. You don't have to kill a bunch of level 18s here. We just need to sneak some mushrooms from an area that happens to have level 13 or 14 centaurs. So if we're patient, we can probably solo a level 13. We may even try a level 14. It can be a little bit rough. But the biggest thing is getting into a position where we can snag the mushrooms, whether that's somebody else is clearing it or we are. Some big stuff to the north for sure. And this is where I'm like, oh yeah, my quest for fire would take me here to here to here and here again, and then back to here. And then I'd talk to this guy again and I'd have fire totem. And that's nice, but I got 50 minutes and I have an objective that I find more important than that. There's also the Solvent Spirit, maybe? Yeah, Solvent Spirit's the quest I would also like to complete, but again, just too far. So, all in all, a few detours I might have undone so that I could guarantee level 12. Like, if I don't think if the little bit of time spent on skinning and leatherworking really adds up, but if I could cut out skinning, leatherworking, and first aid, I think that does add up to a good, 7 minutes of time. And if that's the difference between being level 12 at this thing and not, then hindsight's 2020. Maybe I should have avoided the profession stuff entirely. But we out here. We're doing all right. I think that there's a lot of potential with this guy this weekend. As long as we find our mushrooms without dying. And it is going to be a trip. So there's 3 locations: northwest, southeast, southwest. And any of them can give us access to those to the mushrooms for the quest. But the question, I know the ones to the southeast are very dangerous. There's some really high level patrols that go around, and in general the mobs seem denser and higher level, so I'm not going to go southeast at all. But in front of the Wailing Caverns is a backup plan. You don't want to go next to the big lake because there's turtles in it that are like level 18, the Snapjaws. But if you can get up to either the little lake at the north, or you can get any from the northwest, then you're going to be feeling pretty good about it, I think. BOE green, let's go. Now. We are level 11, and we have not increased our stave skill from being level 10. So we effectively are 3 levels below this guy when it comes to hitting him with a melee attack, which is why it's so painful to take this guy on. We're going to get precariously low here, but we'll make it work anyways. What's 10% HP between friends for 100 XP? That doesn't matter. Ah, the Horde Guards. The cause of many an alliance death here in the hardcore servers. People just run to crossroads thinking it's a safe place. So explore the Forgotten Pools is probably out of our range. You see, that's a weird thing, is I actually think the level 15 quest is a lot easier than level 13. Can't say for sure.
Greetings.
But we'll see what we're up against. There's a chance that I have to try to grind out level 12 before I do this quest, just based on how hard it is. And if that's the case, we're in trouble, I think, because I don't think we have time. So we'll do our best with what we have. We're gonna zug it. I definitely think it's impossible at 10, unless it's just pre-cleared by random chance. There are people out here, but we need this flight path. Okay, so it does go directly. 3-minute flight time, no big deal. And we have a quest here, and there's a guy up there, but he doesn't give a quest yet.
Blood and thunder, go with honor. Go for.
All right, no idea what we're going to look at for quest yet, and questy isn't really helping here. But we're going to be trying to explore the waters of the Forgotten Pools and get the mushrooms. Guess we could have talked to a vendor, but at this point I think I'm overvaluing a few copper. I remember the drop rates on these quests being a bit bad. The many times you do it, sometimes it'll be fine, and then other times you'll just feel like it will never drop that last beak. Or even sometimes the first beak. Sometimes the first one's the hardest. Like with the prairie pause from before. But there's at least a good level of enemy to be fighting. If nothing else. So, Centaur are going to be the main concern. We're going to try to be primed and ready to fight them. I'm not looking at my health bar nearly as much as I should be here. But we're going to be just fine if we play safe. Play smart. Don't miss our next 2 attacks. Good. All right, we got there. Yeah, I'm curious what I should be doing with the rest of my time if I succeed in this mission. If I don't, I know that I'm not really doing anything with my time, but... yeah, if I don't succeed in this mission, I'm just doing this mission some more until I die, because I feel like this is my main goal here, but... Let's not farm for EXP right now, because I think that our entire focus is on survival, and we're going into territory that, in theory, we shouldn't be doing. We're level 11. We're a Torrent of the Plains. And we're going into a water well full of thirsty centaur. Our goal? Collect 4 mushrooms. Level 14 Stormer. Definitely avoiding that. If at all possible. I think Earthshock could help us, get a slight advantage against them, but the chance of resisting is very high. Level 13 Stormer, much more reasonable. 12 Wrangler has a net. We have to watch out for that so we don't get rooted and die. But we have found our first target, maybe even our second, and I think it's out of range of them. Sneak mission. Cue the Metal Gear Solid music. Hopefully no exclamation points. 1 down. This is big. I'll take all the time I need to make this happen. Respawning the mushrooms might even be required, but I see 4, and I see a 14. It's gonna be hard to run away from this guy if he does aggro on me, because I'm in the water, and that's half movement speed. Slows you down a lot. But so far we're doing good. So far we're doing good. Yeah, I didn't explore the Forgotten Pools, but I'm kind of tunnel visioning on what I really want, which is not to die while collecting these blue boys. Level 14 Stormer. This is a tough one. We might screw it up. Just gotta be slow and steady. Don't pat this way. Seems pretty stationary to me. Oh. We'll go ahead and dip our toes in the water for this one. Don't think we're doing the chain for it, but at least we got it done. I am kind of neglecting the fact that these quests do give decent experience. I'm clearly have a good chunk of the experience I need between the quests in Thunderbluff and whatever. Just gotta get back safely. I dodged this road because of the Stormer. I'm feeling a little sus moving it, but we've seen the aggro radius, and I think we can, even at the level 14, even at a 3-level difference, I've got to say this is going to be safe. And we're through. Alright. You'll see in a moment, it seems like I've been overhyping this random mushroom quest. I've been talking about it since halfway through Mulgore, but honestly, it is a big deal to me, because the reward for the second quest here, which is just a quick flight to Thunderbluff, is going to be a staff, which is great because we've already put our skill, like we've already spent time leveling the staff skill, and you don't really have a chance to level a new weapon for the dueling tournament, the Mak'gara. But then there's other aspects.
What do you need? Strength.
Don't think those matter at all, but we got them. Need to go east. Hard east. But, yeah, it's a staff. It does... I think its weapon speed is slow, but the important thing is its DPS is really good. It gets some stamina, too. An extra 30 health on a 259 health character. Everything I like. So if somebody's hard leveling engineering and at the same time got coarse dynamite, that's not going to, like, kill me, like, straight up. And now we can look at our timer. 2.5 hours in. Can we grind out the level 12? It looks like, based on what I'm seeing at the top there, that we need almost 4,000 experience. Whether or not we can get it in time. I think with the new weapon, we'll have the faster attack speed. We just have to really complete one good quest there, and we can do it. I believe we can hit level 12 with our new weapon. Hearthstone's not really going to line up, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. So the question is, do we want a herb and get like elixirs and maybe mana potions? Do we want a herb and elk, or do we want to get level 12? And I think level 12 is the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy in Thunderbluff anything that I can. I'm going to check the cost of the flight back because I don't think Hearthstone is going to line up. And then I'm going to buy any leather armor that I can there that will... Is this guy going to ask me to travel? He might. That might actually be more XP.
Speak, friend. May your blades never dull.
Okay, so he sells leather items level 12, which would be perfect for me. So I can actually just bring it back here and not have to buy anything.
Be careful.
So if I hit level 12 in the crossroads, then I can just talk to that guy and he will sell me what I need. So I don't need to spend any of my money right now.
Speak quickly.
So he's doing his thing. Little RP.
What is it? Loktar.
I'll double check. Oh, okay. And there's a quest over here, which I don't think matters, but we got enough time to check it out. And what's this do? Ride to Thunderbluff or... All right.
Peace, friend.
Now he wants us to go to the Stagnant Oasis, which is over here, and drop some seeds in there. There's some big turtles over there. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to live. But you can see here, we only need 2,000 more experience, and we've got time. If we get the flight on right now, turn in whatever quest we have in Thunderbluff, which will be on different ridges. We got like the Cairn Bloodhoof in... I thought who would the Elder Rise, but I guess he's in the center. Nah. He's here. Okay, so Cairn Bloodhoof is here. The city's pretty confusing. First rule is just don't fall off. Fall damage, lethal, hardcore, dead character, GG, uninstall. But yeah, I can turn in over here. I can talk to Cairn. He'll tell me to do something. I can consider the quest here, Cleanse the Wild Main Well, but I imagine that's going to take me back to Bloodhoof Village, which I can't really get to without hearthing. Quick little research of Google says it ends at Mull Thunderhorn back in Bloodhoof Village. So, nice chain. Puts me 2 quests away from the conclusion of it, but yeah, it gives you a nice little staff, but nothing like the one I'm about to get. So, not a big deal. But whatever we can do to get that last 2,000 experience or so, that's going to be the key. We have some time. Flight time back is about 3 minutes, I imagine, which would mean we're at about 240. We're going to be running around town for about 5 minutes. So 240, I have 15 minutes to get 2,000 experience. One quest is really the key there. So if we look back, spend this time wisely. We could look for Ghost Howl, but more likely we want to just complete a Planestrider Beak quest or a Raptor Head quest. There's some easier raptors nearby. Just something simple, something straightforward. Makes a big difference. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon a bunch of quests here once I get an eye on my timer. Yeah, we're not doing this stuff here. Find and return the crossroads supply crates to Thork. Okay, that's by the Quill Boars. We're not killing Centaur. Could theoretically do that. What's that take us to? Another 400 experience. Not bad, but not what we're looking for. Technically, yeah, we can talk to the guy in the Barrens here. That'll give us another 400. That's another 10% of that. Not really worth the trek, but if we're out that way anyways, might as well talk to him. Tell him, nope, we're not going to fire totem. We're too good for that. Even though our name is the Spirit Baker, and Fire Totem would fit well with that. Alright, so you gotta know your falls here a little bit. Let's say this is the upper level, so we can talk to Cairn first. He'll give us the quest most likely. I don't know. I have any idea what it is, but
May the Earth Mother smile upon
Rites of the Earth Mother. What's that? Horn of Arakia. Decent amount of experience for that. I don't really have time to look at it though. And I remember like people are asking in general chat for this guy, like he can be difficult to pin down sometimes. So I don't want to be going on some wild goose chase. I need results guaranteed.
peace, friend.
And we're gonna get them. So we need to get the quest to fly back, but we're gonna do that when we actually do fly back because we're not hearthing. Unless we do the Arakia thing. But no, we want our weapon. That's not gonna be worthwhile either. It's a confusing city for sure. Stay vigilant. Don't go on the elevator at all. And don't walk off a bridge. We are one mouse slip away from being dead and losing a 3-hour character. At least 2.5 hour. 2 hours, 37 minutes on the clock. We're doing good though. Hit level 12, maybe get some mace skill. Fire all our spells. Oh, I'm not thinking that there's a shaman trainer out there, so we might have to run to a shaman trainer to get level 12 skills. I don't remember the level 12 skills being all that great, but where's my guy? I thought he was like in a little hut. Where's my guy? He's under, oh, okay, so we wasted some time there. I forgot about that. I kind of remember that when I was walking by and I was like, I know there's quests and stuff in there. I was thinking about mage portals, but realistically we actually have to go down there. So we'll go here. pressure. Only have 22 minutes left. We have to choose a... I think I already looked at the elixirs that you get, so I know which one I'll choose, but there it is. So choose your reward. This one's pretty good. These are all really good, but this one's what I'm going to go with. So you get elixirs of minor fortitude, that's 27 extra health, and we get the Cauldron Stir. 10.2 DPS for stamina. That is the one thing that I wanted this entire run. And now it's just hit level 12. I could go a little Herb Halk, but with 20 minutes left on the clock, less than that, I just don't see it. I see... It's definitely possible. Like, I could just find the Peace Bloom I want, find the Silver Leaf I want, whatever, and get, like, +4 strength because of the elixirs. But I think it's... Level 12 offers not only some bonus stats, potentially bonus spell levels, but makes it harder to hit. Makes you a greater chance to get resisted or for them to miss their attacks. So in PvP, level advantage can mean a lot, and that's what I'm going for. Level 12 with a staff, with a new staff, that's really what I'm looking for. If I can find my way up. And I can. Wonderful. There's stairs on the inside, right? You don't have to climb that spiral. It's been a while. Usually, like, keep one profession guy in Thunderbluff, but don't usually, like, hang out here for too long.
Hail, go in peace. What brings
Oh
you
my gosh, we're so close.
farewell?
500, so 700-ish experience on the way back there. We get 1,000 just for doing this. This is, they just really wanted people to learn how to use Flight Pass. They're like, let's get some huge incentives for this. But that's fantastic. We'll get what we need real quick. We're basically there. I guess I should have gone Herb Halk. I might have to go back to TP anyways because the Shaman Trainer. Maybe because you don't need like a station for alchemy, so maybe I could just really quickly like learn it, run, not fall off the elevator, go slowly down the elevator, grab a few Peace Bloom and make something after I've gotten everything else figured out on like the armor side. I can vendor the walking stick and then I can buy some good gear. I guess I should real quick look up like what spells I'll have, and I don't think it'll tell me what rank to train them, but like right now I've got 2 talent points, so 1 more talent point. Level 12. Level 12, you get a new rank of healing wave. You get purge. Oh, purge is so sick. Yeah. I don't think it'll tell me how much I need to save for it, but I imagine it's like somewhere between 2 and 4 silver for each. It costs 1 silver for my last spells. There's yeah, it gives me healing wave rank 3 and purge rank 1. So I gotta get the purge, right? Great against priests, great against mages. It kind of costs a lot of mana, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, if it's between me leaving myself like 3 silver and 4 silver, I'll just leave myself 4 silver for buying when I buy armor. I didn't look at the prices, but I imagine I can't really even buy that many pieces. So let me look at my worst pieces. Which ones are bad? My chest piece is good. Bracers seem fine too. So I'd say the gloves could use a nice little upgrade. The pants are good. We'll see. We'll make a comparison when we actually hit level 12, which should be soon. So what do we got? We got an armor, we got a scroll of protection, we got a scroll of spirit, we got elixirs of fortitude, we got 1 healing potion, got the food buff from the apples.
Well met. What brings you here?
So this is all he offers. That's all mail stuff. So yeah, here. 7 silver seems worth it to me for sure. Boots. That's a pretty big upgrade too. If I can afford it. So that's what, 16, quick maths. This is like 30 something. That's ridiculous. Can I afford both? 21? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, okay. Do this and this. And then Solar Stick. And move on.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
You can always vendor what we're wearing as well. Alright, let's see this thing's damage. Flame Tongue still contributes a huge amount of our damage, so our right clicks won't feel that much stronger. But that's still, like, huge right there, guys. That's, like, such a big difference, actually. We like to see it. Oh, it's counting the experience from a quest that we haven't turned in yet, which is the Shaman one. So this is counting with the Shaman experience. We've got 15 minutes. We have to get a decent chunk of experience, including what it's already allocated for the Shaman quest. Disrupt the attacks is like 3 different types of mobs, right? Yeah. I could get the crates pretty easily. I think I could just work my way to the crates, and I think that would count for quite a bit here. Supplies to the crossroads, where are they at? There. 900 XP. Then we hearth back, and we're feeling great, right? Man, somebody's killing these guys. Now it's a level 12. I should have gone for the level 11, but whatever. We'll do our best. It's kind of weird only having 2 buffs right now. I've been having, either from NPCs or from scrolls, been having buffs this whole time. I remember these Plains Rares being bad. Maybe the Raptors have a better chance to drop it, and I should just focus on them. 1 out of 7 is not worth committing to, I would say. But I'm mostly just hitting what I see, because at the end of the day, we just need a bit of XP. So I gotta watch out for the Razor Main here. This, again, is a time where I want to play slow. We will get through this. It's just about how long it takes. And then we get a BOE blue that's like perfect for us. Yeah, you know. Just a nice way to wrap things up. So, we are trying to get some boxes. Let's go ahead and clear our inventory out again. We definitely can do this. We just have to be smart about it. If there's nobody else here, then we'll play from the outside. I think we can go up and down this hill. I usually go from in here because I also want to kill these things. But this is one of the rare times where I don't actually want to kill these things. Demo shout. There's a lot of guys back there. They got their back door covered. I think we're going to go through here. Make up your mind, Geomancer. I'm a shaman too, you know? Oh, it's a mage. Whatever. You know, for a Geomancer, they don't do a lot of earth bending. If I can right-click that box, I'm home free. That is my quest. That is my journey. But there's a bunch of level 13s and 12s in the way. And I am but a lowly... Yeah, I'm just going to burn mana and drink milk. Like, no, not worried about efficiency right now. Even that. So I can always heal myself and drink the milk. I have it on G, so we'll do that. Gonna minimize how many guys we have to fight, but if we are impatient, then we will lose out on... We'll have to fight patrols and stuff. So this is shaky, for sure. I've definitely gotten overwhelmed here on softcore. Coming in here fresh out of Duratar. Okay, let's see if he starts off with a spellcast. Don't have purge yet. That doesn't look like he's starting with the spellcast. Go for the totem. Earning quest a ding. We like to see it. We like to hear it. Doesn't that mean I just have to... I feel like there's... Oh, if I turn in Wharf Master Dizzywig. So we're going to cancel... We're going to abandon that so we don't get confused. 356 experience. Okay. So again, if this guy casts a spell, we need to interrupt him. 12 minutes remain. I've got Hearthstone in 5. I got this. The question is there enough time between my Hearthstone in 5 and getting the Shaman Trainer? Getting the Shaman Trainer to get Purge and heal. And I do believe there is enough time. This geometry, I don't like the topology of this land whatsoever. The Barrens is a strange and unfortunate place. But yeah, we're getting out of here. We're going north to turn in this quest, which for some reason I thought was the other way, but it's not. And then we can either hoof it back or not. Not a big deal. But yeah, so we hearth in 4 minutes. That will put us at the 54-minute mark. 3-minute flight. So we have 3 minutes to get to the Shaman Trainer. We can definitely do that, right? Surely. We won't have time to hit things with staves is my main problem, but you know, we'll deal with that when it comes. Not a bad run overall. Is that enough to ding me? I don't think so. Actually, I just got in some overkill from... Nah, but I still haven't turned in this Wise for the Crossroads, so... Level 14, non-hostiles. A little spooky. He's gonna give me something, isn't he? Might as well just do this. There's the ding. There's the gear. Cool. Can't hearth yet, but we can hit things. So is this guy? Yeah, he's hittable. We want to be leveling our staff skill and our defense skill right now. Defense is actually really important here. If I had intelligence, items, that would be great. But if those are out of reach, then we'll just work with what we have. So I think we're just hearthing for sure. Which means, yeah, the goal is to hit things as much as possible. I don't even care about the raptor heads. Just keep hitting things until the Hearthstone's up. Get the staff skill up. Grab the talent point. Defense and stave skill, that's all we want. As much as we can get. Yeah, now you want to drop the rewards. 2 minutes left. I could use some more heavy linen bandages, so I could benefit from hitting these guys a little bit, if they're not too problematic. I don't want to fight spellcasters though, because that doesn't help my defensive skill. Creeping mold, don't think I'm worried about that too much. Hit me, that's all I want. Thorns and Fairy Fire. No problem, we can still hit it. Staff skill. So what's the staff skill look like? 55 out of 60. Not the best. Not the worst. But I think I need to hearth immediately. I can't really dilly-dally and level it up any further. And it's surprising it's leveled so slowly, because I've been hitting stuff the entire time. I mean, obviously my spell damage does a decent bit, but yeah, I don't know. I do want that linen. Shoot. Last one. Then we go. Yeah, one defense skill. I was thinking this wasn't worth it, but it actually turned out just from one skill up that it was. Can I get one staff skill? I don't have time. I have 6 minutes left. I can do it. I can get one more skill up and just kill one more mob, right? One more mob syndrome. Oh, I have to fly though. I have to fly. I can't just. There's no shaman trainer. There's a flight. Why am I doing this to myself? I got the linen cloth though. That's 2 heavy bandages. Not that I'm ever using them. Okay. Let's get out of here. All right, fly. Get a shaman trainer. There's no shaman trainers out here, right? Oh, supplies for the crossroads. This doesn't matter at all, right? I don't think it does.
Sug, go forth.
Silver, okay. Could maybe buy another item from the guy, but I'm worried about getting my spells right now. 56. I'm 55. I have exactly 2 minutes to run to the shaman trainer and get my spells. And I think I cut it way too close. So, staff skill 55, defense 53. We got 4 light armor kits to attach to our new items. We got our nice staff. Just abandon all the other quests. None of it matters. I wonder if the Kodo Hunter leggings actually might have been good for me, but oh well. I just, again, don't want to risk it. If I don't get the armor kits applied by the 3-hour mark, or if I don't... Oh, dude, those are sick. 4 agility legs from the Rise of the Earth Mother quest from Cairn. Oh man, if I could find that guy, that'd be so sick. I'm about to get... I almost got rend. What you call it? War Chief's Blessing. It's funny. Alright, just get purge. That's all I need. If nothing else, I'll say I got all the spells. If I don't make the bandages, if I don't get the armor kits, that doesn't matter. I got too greedy with the attacks, and I'm worried I won't make it, but I think I will. We have exactly 3 minutes until time is up. If we can just get to the trainer and skill purge. We know where the trainer is, we just saw him. That's when everything locks in. I like getting the defense skill, but I was getting too great. Like, I fought probably 2 enemies too many just to get +1 defense. They're really not gonna make or break the duels, I don't think. Still have apples. 4 of them. I'll be close, guys. 2 minutes. Gosh, I didn't even get my timer right. I was so focused on just getting there, which is fine. That's the right priority to have. I'll do the 1 minute timer if I... Oh my god. Yeah, okay, we're fine. We're fine. I'm overhyping the distance here. Cities are big-ish for a lowly ground walker, but that's plenty of time. I can attach my armor. I'm gonna be fine. And I got the greedy +1 defense out of it. Whatever. Shaman trainer. Where's my shaman trainer? Is it just in here? Okay. Well, some good skill ups.
What brings you here?
We get purge. We get... I don't actually have enough. 8 silver. Can I sell something? For a better heal? Now the clock matters a lot, doesn't it? First aid trainer. Vendors? Any vendors? I don't even know what I would vendor to try to get this, though. I need 8 silver. That's more than I can get. Maybe if I vendor that stuff, yeah. There's no vendors around here, is there? No time to go back. Well, rank 2 healing wave it is. These are all trainers. There's a guy over here. But nah, I'm just gonna put this stuff on my stuff and call it good. And that's time. That's and that's what we got. There we go. That's it, guys. Now I just have to get safely to Ratchet. We're going to be holding the duel at Affray Island, which is just off the coast of it. It's a nice area that doesn't have any guards. Generally doesn't have any NPCs or mobs, just the warrior quest ones. So as long as we can safely make our way back over there, we'll be fine. In the meantime, we did get some scrolls. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, well, that is going to call it for today. We have done some great work here. Getting what we need to done. We didn't end up getting the heal upgrade, which would be a pretty big chunk of our health for that, but it's also slower. I believe it's 2.5 seconds instead of 2. Maybe the pushback actually makes a big difference there. I don't know. We're going to be just fine. We are level 12. We have a 6 staff, and I don't want to just be standing there healing for the most part. I want to be slapping some gnomes around. So that's what we're going to do. That is the end of our run today. Thanks for joining me on it, and maybe we'll do something like this again sometime soon. Till next time, have a good one.